just desperately throws it up in the air. The matchup for the big game is set, with the Kansas City Chiefs set to face the Philadelphia Eagles as the Chiefs look to become the first team ever to win three straight Super Bowls.
Outkick personality Charlie Arnold joins us now. Charlie, good morning to you. So the Super Bowl is set. What do you think of this matchup?
What do I think about it? I think that we all are ready to see some new teams playing the Super Bowl, but I'm not going to be a hater, guys. Good for the Chiefs, right? Going for that three-peat, the first team to ever do in NFL history. Certainly something to be proud of. They are clearly building a dynasty here, but a lot of people, I will tell you, I have been perusing my timeline. A lot of people are not calling it Eagles versus Chiefs, or rather Eagles versus the NFL. And Todd, I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. With some of those interesting calls made by the refs last night.
Yeah, obviously,
calls.
there has been accusations of bias against all the other teams and in favor of the Chiefs. And yesterday really didn't disavow those notions. So, Charlie, that leads to the question. There's going to be obviously a spotlight in the Super Bowl. It's the #1 watch game ever. How do you think the refs operate? And do you think that they try to do some makeup calls, or is that not a thing that's done?
No, I don't think any makeup calls are going to be happening. I think that the same direction the refs have been taking this entire season, I in favor of Taylor Swift's boys team, are going to be the same calls in the Super Bowl. But honestly, hopefully they don't need to make too many tough calls. Sometimes they are put into positions that I do not envy. They are rather tough calls. But for example, last night, the Josh Allen 4th and inches call, that was just something so many people had an issue with. So we'll see what happens. LASIK, guys, is offering the refs free LASIK surgery, but probably not enough time to get that surgery done. Like
That is so funny. But there was also an interesting ref situation with the Eagles Commanders game, right?
Yes, and Charlie, this is something that I did not know the rule. I did not know that, similar to how Carly and I act with our toddler, you could basically tell the teams, if you don't improve your behavior, I'm going to award the other team a touchdown. This happened on the tush push. The Commanders were kept on encroaching. Finally, the referee said, if you keep doing this, the Eagles are going to get a touchdown. Did you know this was a rule?
Hello, welcome to the page.
I did not know it was a rule, but then again, there are frequently
Email,
rules
like,
that come
subscribe,
up that I didn't realize
share.
were rules, and some rules that apply to some
Check
teams
out my
and not
videos
others. I'll also call up
on
the
the
refs last night
playlist.
for the non-call on the taunting from Travis Kelce towards another player on the Bills team.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, they're very, those taunting calls, they are very strict on calling them. But we're going to see what's happening. A lot of people are saying we're just going to boycott the game and not watch. So I think it's going to be really interesting to keep an eye on the ratings of the Super Bowl, because it's not just the refs that people have had it with. I think a lot of people just have Chiefs fatigue.
Yeah.
And for good reason. And again, not to be a hater, they deserve the position that they're in. I think it said something so strong that Patrick Mahomes has been a starter for 7 seasons. And the worst finish that he's ever had is making it to the AFC Championship game and losing in overtime.
Such an
How can
important
we
point,
set there?
Charlie. Yeah, I mean, we are not going to allow people to not watch this game. This game is on Fox.
Yeah,
You're
watch
watching
it.
the Super Bowl.
You're
Thank
watching
you.
it.
Thank you. Fox and
Thank you, Charlie. Right now.
Thank you, Todd and Carly. Right now, it is 6 o'clock here in New York City. Welcome to the Monday, January 27th, 2025 edition of Fox and Friends. And breaking right now, the embargo is lifted at 6 a.m. President Trump is going to sign today an executive order reinstating service members who were discharged because they did not get the COVID vaccine. And they're going to wind up with their rank and full pay, back pay as well.
And Colombia caves to Donald Trump on migrant deportation flights as ICE arrests nearly 1,000 illegal immigrants in just one day.
You're on the because it's not okay that violate laws of this country. You got to remember, every time you get this country wicked, you violate a crime.
Well, Super Bowl 59 is set. And on Fox, of course, the Chiefs attempt a three-peat when they take on the Eagles. It's never been done before. Lawrence, tell us the thing of the show.
I don't know. Fox and Friends starts right now.
Straight to a Fox News alert. President Donald Trump delivering on yet another campaign promise, officially reinstating thousands of U.S. service members discharged for not getting the COVID vaccine, and they get full back pay.
Madeline Rivera is in Washington with all the details for us. Hey, Maddie.
Hi, guys. Good morning. The White House says this redress is long overdue, calling the dismissal of military members who refused the COVID vaccine wrongful. Like you mentioned, Brian, this new executive order given exclusively to our Peter Doocy this morning directs Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to reinstate all members of the military who were discharged for rejecting the COVID vaccine, and they will receive full pay and benefits. President Trump mentioned this pledge just a week ago in his inauguration speech. The COVID vaccine was required for U.S. military to call the mandate to get the vaccines a readiness issue. 8,400 service members were discharged for not getting the COVID vaccine. In January 2023, former Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin rescinded the mandate. It was the first time in U.S. history the military reversed
all that money
the
from all them
vaccine
years.
mandate. But only dozens of those who were discharged chose to return to the military. Republicans have argued the mandate hurt the military's recruiting and retention capabilities. Last year, Austin touted the military's retention rates and stated nearly all active and reserve components in the military met their recruiting targets for the 2024 fiscal year. But the military had acknowledged it had a recruiting crisis just the year before, and the mandate was a political headache for the Biden administration, with some troops suing, calling the order illegal. Later this hour, Florida Congressman Brian Mast will be joining Fox and Friends, and he will have reaction to this executive order from President Trump. Laura, Steve Ainsley, and Brian.
Thank you very much, Maddie. I'm sure Brian Mast is going to be delighted. Donald Trump ran on this. This is just another thing. I don't know if they've got in the West Wing somewhere a great big chalkboard or something like that, like last time where they checked stuff off. Here's something else he promised, and 1 week into this administration, check that off.
The argument was these are military men and women. They're some of our strongest individuals in our country, and many of them had natural immunity. So the argument for Trump was, these are our military. They're willing to sacrifice their lives to fight for our country, and we're going to kick out 8,000 of them because they won't get a vaccine.
Right. 8,000 go out. And get this too. Remember the exemption? Would not have the religious exemption on the vaccine.
But they
Only
ain't
for the
want
last
it.
time they said when they lifted and said you can come out now without a vaccine. Only 43 went back. But now that they say you can go back with full pay, full right, back pay, I think that's the other thing, Lawrence, is the people, the President Biden never talked about recruiting. Austin never talked about recruiting. But until I read the story, I didn't realize people on the outside go, I'm not signing up for that. How many people said, I'm not going to go to recruiting office? I'm not taking the shot.
Right.
Like you read my
Never.
Just from a
No is
logical
no.
standpoint, why would you get rid of something? We're at a deficit right now.
I can't everything.
Recruitment.
No.
It's like we don't have the room to be getting
Right.
rid of service members. We should be getting more.
Play with them.
And it just seems to me that
people,
they were such into the voucher nonsense and some of the stuff that was coming from the FDA and some of the other organizations. There are certain people that had natural immunity.
Yeah.
There are certain people, especially when you're talking about young people that were healthy as well. Talking about service member, I think they could have.
Some women
Been
want to
okay.
get pregnant, they didn't feel comfortable getting it. And I think that the bottom line is most of the people who decided not to get a vaccine are Republicans, and they like Donald Trump. I think it was a political move. Our government was forcing us to put something in our body that some people weren't comfortable with.
And the only difference is the mandate. Trump said, yeah, I got your warp speed, I got you it, but I wouldn't have mandated the whole country to take it. It resulted in so much resentment.
So this only came out 5 minutes ago. That's when the embargo was lifted. It will be interesting to see. Keep in mind, some people have been out of work or out of that line of work for 4 or 5 years. So, given the fact that they are going to return to their rank with back pay at their normal pay, we don't know if they're going to go back wherever they were posted when they were severed from the military. We don't know a lot of this.
They should just to get the money.
Absolutely. We just know the headline. They just made thousands of dollars. And Donald Trump kept a campaign
When he
promise.
said this in his speech, the inaugural speech, we were watching it, and everyone that I was watching with said, "Whoa, that's amazing," because he said back pay.
He promised that.
Right.
Meanwhile, Colombia has quickly came into pressure from the White House
All
on
on
the
the
tariff
first
from
and
President
15
Trump,
checks.
and will
All
now
the way
be
from
accepting
coronavirus.
importation
Take that back.
flights from the U.S.
So we go to Brooke Singman. it goes from back pay to payback, doesn't it?
Exactly, that's right. So the White House says Colombia has agreed to all of President Trump's terms, including accepting all illegal migrants being returned from the U.S. after Colombia had initially refused 2 military aircrafts carrying deported illegal migrants. So the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt saying in part, the fully drafted IEEPA tariffs and sanctions will be held in reserve and not signed unless Colombia fails to honor this agreement. The visa sanctions issued by the State Department and enhanced inspections from Customs and Border Protection will remain in effect until the first plane load of Colombian deportees is successfully returned. So Colombia's president quickly caved following President Trump announcing retaliatory measures in response to him not accepting deportation flights. His office even offered to use the presidential plane to repatriate migrants returning from the U.S. But those threats from Trump included a 25% tariff on all goods coming into the U.S. from Colombia and would increase to 50% after just a week. Trump also proposed a travel ban and immediate visa revocations on the Colombian government officials and all allies and supporters. Colombian officials releasing a statement saying, quote, Colombia, under the direction of President Gustavo Petro, has the presidential plane ready to facilitate the return of the compatriots who were to arrive in the country today in the morning on deportation flights. Now, Colombia's foreign minister and ambassador are expected to travel to Washington today to hold high-level meetings following this agreement. Guys.
Thank you very much, Bert.
Yeah.
Man, that guy caved fast. Boom!
Right.
Wait, 25% and 50% next week. Take my plane, please.
Yeah, they didn't like the image of I guess, the military planes dropping off. I texted with Tom Holman last night. I said, are you communicating with these countries or just sending them? Because we're communicating with all of them. They decided they're not going to do it, but then they realized upon further review, taking back your citizens that broke the law, breaking into another country, committed crimes most of the time, it's not our problem, it's your problem. And the tariff war was, I guess, avoided big time, I think within minutes. I also think it's important to point out that these guys are going out quickly. I think that's key. We don't have enough beds. El Salvador is going over the top. They said not only will we take our people back, we're going to take the Venezuelans back too. And I know they're going to need more country because we've got so many Venezuelan criminals here. But I think that's what you need. Cooperation for Central America will be reciprocated, especially outside. There's a reason why that president wanted the inaugural.
Well, can we just backtrack a little bit and talk about how the Colombian president reacted at first? He released this entire diatribe talking about America doesn't like his brown and black people. Right. And he went on this thing that I'm the most stubborn person, and then he caves within hours.
Within 3 minutes after they asked for the problem.
That was cute, but we understand the power of America. Apparently, we got a president now that understands the power of America, and that goes to the headline of the New York Post, which says "New Tariff in Town."
That's right. Instead of a new sheriff in town, this is what it looks like. This is what Donald Trump ran on. This is why people voted for him, and it's working. And now Colombia is sending their foreign minister to D.C. for meetings today to work all this out.
Right.
Marco Rubio, our Secretary of State, is taking steps to help Trump facilitate all of this. He caved so quickly, and his excuse was, y'all are not being humane. You're not treating our people.
The criminals.
Yeah. Fairly by flying them on military planes. So he says, you know what? I'm not going to take them back. When that's what's inhumane, these are your people. You're going to take it back. So then he says, I'll send the presidential plane.
Sure, of course he would. Now, here's the thing. You wonder why they did it so quickly? The tariffs certainly are punitive, 25% first week and 15% the next week. But when you look at it, they also talked about a travel ban on government officials and financial penalties. So it's like, okay, you can sit in Colombia, but we're going to close your American accounts. And the guy's thinking, hamana. You know what? We'll take it. The Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, put out this statement on X. He said, Colombia and all nations should be on notice. The U.S. Congress is fully prepared to pass sanctions and other measures against those that do not fully cooperate or follow through on requirements to accept their own citizens who are illegally in the U.S. President Trump is putting America first, just like he said he would, and Congress will implement policies that reinforce his agenda.
So take a look at what ICE has done and what Tom Holman has done. They've already said, at least this is Sunday morning, 956 arrests, 554 detainers lodged. This
one day. That was
yeah,
Monday, right?
and then yesterday you just see the shots of Tom Holman in Chicago.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he's there, and of course Governor Pritzker says he's going to stand up for his illegals. Good luck with that. So the criminals are going out. He's moving on the most troublesome areas, New York, Newark, New Jersey, and then he goes over to Chicago, then Aurora, Colorado. So just where we watched Jason Crow come out and say we have no problem in Aurora, the president made that up. Who are we scooping up in Colorado?
Well, they also tried to use propaganda, the media did over the weekend as well as on Friday. It's multiple stories, but when it came to immigration, they alleged that ICE went to an elementary school, right? I think it was in Chicago. And it wasn't even ICE.
No.
It was the Secret Service over a threat against the president of the United States.
Because it said Department of Homeland Security,
Exactly.
which is part of, which is where
Which Secret Service is also under. So they're losing this media war right now. Tom Homan is doing all of the networks. He's showing all of the list of all the criminals that they've captured, and it's just not going their way right now when it comes to the media and Democrats.
It's been only 7 days. Think about this. Inauguration was last Monday.
Right.
Trump's already signed all these executive orders. He's gone to North Carolina. He's gone to California. You have Tom Homan going to Chicago. You have J.D. Vance going to Virginia to look at the hurricane damaged areas. You have Marco Rubio working on this issue with Colombia. You have the CIA Director, John Ratcliffe. He's releasing analysis supporting that COVID lab theory. And then Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is already ending DEI in the Pentagon, and it's only been a week.
So here's Tom Homan. He has a warning for everybody. If you're illegally, it's not okay. Watch.
We got military on the border, not only helping us with the departure flight on military planes,
Republican
but
money.
helping build infrastructures.
So is this what we will see every single day, ending in what the president has promised is millions and millions being reported?
Yes, but you can see the numbers steadily increase, the number of arrests nationwide as we open up the aperture.
When you talk about the aperture opening, the estimates of perhaps those who have been convicted or arrested in the past 700,000 to over 1 million. So after you do that, then you go after everybody who is there illegally.
If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table. Because it's not okay to, violate laws of this country.
Like,
Remember,
subscribe,
if you're in the
share.
country illegally, you violated a crime under Title 8 United States Code 1325. It's a crime. So if you're in the country illegally, you got a problem.
What a stupid question. What a stupid question. I've never heard more resistance to.
No, it's stupid. They don't want to do nothing right.
Have gone through the legal process and
It wouldn't be no problem.
a final
Right.
deportation order. They have to leave the country. They have to enforce the law. And where was the question about why are we just not finding out about all these criminals in the country? Why are they
Right.
just now being arrested? Donald Trump hasn't even been president a week. And they rounded on thousands of people.
Yeah,
across
so
the
y'all knew where they was at
country, just
already.
in their communities.
But I'll tell
You're
you what,
right.
One thing he did have a warning with, he goes, I'm running out of money. He goes, Congress has to give me money. He goes, you want these guys out? I'm running out of money. You got to get military. You got these ICE raids aren't cheap. These people aren't salaried. But you know how much work goes in, especially in these sanctuary cities, to be even finding them, let alone getting them.
And he said right now the concentration is on public safety threats and national security threats. So they're doing this on a priority basis. I think the question was leading him to say they're going to round up everybody. He said everyone's on the table, but they're going after the criminals first.
There's a story, lead of the Washington Post that just broke an hour or so ago that says that apparently there was an ICE call on Saturday. All the top people at ICE, essentially they said, okay, the numbers so far are encouraging, but we would like to ramp them up. They would like to make at least 1,200 to 1,500 arrests per day. That means each field office would have to make 75 arrests. Remember, they're targeting criminal aliens, people who are in this country already ordered deported. And J.D. Vance was asked a question over on CBS as well, and he made it very clear. Look, this vetting process that some of these people have gone through, not working so well. Watch.
Left literally at the airport this week were thousands of Afghans some of whom had worked with the United States government and were promised to come here. When you talked to us in August, you said, I don't think we should abandon anybody who's been properly vetted and helped us. Do you stand by that?
Well, Margaret, I don't agree that all these immigrants or all these refugees have been properly vetted. In fact, we know that there are cases of people who allegedly were properly vetted and then were literally planning terrorist attacks on our country. And now that we know that we have vetting problems with a lot of these refugee programs, we absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
These
It's
people are
not
vetted.
good.
These people are vetted.
Just like the guy who planned a terrorist attack in Oklahoma a few months ago, he was allegedly properly vetted.
It wasn't clear if he was radicalized when he got here or while he was living here.
I don't really
But-
care, Margaret. I don't want that person in my country, and I think most Americans
Right.
agree with me.
Well, what he's saying is some veterans groups have written him and said, can we continue with the Afghan program? That's true. The veterans group should interact with the Pentagon and the State Department and tell us who your interpreters are directly. There'll be no more bureaucratic work because we've got to make sure we get the right people in. Remember when they were loading up those planes? I'm pretty sure if we remember Kabul, they weren't well done and they weren't well vetted. Last thing on the high schools. The reason why they're going into high schools is because these gang members lie about their age. They go into school. That's part of the process. And then they terrorize that school. And most of those schools are working class schools. They don't do it to Beverly Hills High. So they go in there, and that's why they go into high schools. And you remember the guys that beat those cops on the street? They were 17 and 19 years old, right on Times Square last year.
And by the way, this is a joint task force. This is why you see the Jack is a DEA because there's drugs involved. This is why you see ATF there because there's weapons involved. This is a joint effort. Some of the same people that are on the DEA list, that are on the ATF list, are also on the ICE list because they shouldn't have been in the country. But they're doing drugs, they're selling drugs, and they have weapons. So this is why everybody's working together.
Everyone's safer because he's doing
Jay Vance fired back at the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops. And he's a practicing Catholic. And he said over the Trump administration's rule change allowing ICE to go into these schools and churches. And he said, let me talk about the children who have been sex trafficked because of the wide open border of Joe Biden. The conference has not been a good partner in common sense immigration enforcement that the American people voted for.
Because they get money for as an NGO
What
to
is that,
take care.
100 million?
Yeah, and he says, are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money?
Bottom line.
And that's a very big, good Catholic who was offended by what he saw at the cathedral last week. And then and the bishops went after him and his administration, and he went right back at him. And that needs to be explained, where all that money goes with Catholic charities.
Also, regarding the fact that these particular raids, a lot of them took place in Illinois. Governor Pritzker said, "We had no idea what was coming." I mean, come on, it was in the Wall Street Journal the week before. Anyway, Pritzker said Illinois will cooperate with the feds in deporting those who are convicted or deported, but would not take part in raids of
Text,
people
email,
who might have documents.
like,
so
subscribe.
it's like, okay, I got this notice to appear.
Check
That's
out
going to be
the
all
video.
he needs to say. Don't take that person.
Well, Chicago
Yeah.
City should open up their jails and let ICE in. Meanwhile, 18 minutes after the hour, let's go over to Carly. Hey, Carly. Good
Hey,
morning.
good to see you guys. Happy Monday. We've got a lot going on today. Starting with this, President Trump is attending a House Republican retreat in Florida, where lawmakers are expected to lay out their plans on the border, energy, and tax cuts. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, a final confirmation vote is expected for
Donald Trump.
Treasury Secretary nominee Scott Bessent today. It's part of a busy week of confirmations with upcoming hearings for Health and Human Services Secretary nominee Robert F. Kennedy Jr., FBI Director nominee Kash Patel, and Director of National Intelligence nominee Tulsi Gabbard. Also happening today, the woman who is charged with shooting and killing Border Patrol agent David Chris Mayland in Vermont last week is set to appear in court. According to court documents, the suspect was driving with a German national in the car when U.S. Border Patrol stopped them for an immigration inspection before the shooting transpired. Mayland has worked for Border Patrol for nearly a decade. Also happening today, Vice President J.D. Vance will be returning to hurricane-ravaged Damascus, Virginia, in his first official trip as VP. He's fulfilling a promise that he made back in October after visiting the town during the campaign cycle, vowing to make it his first stop as vice president. Vance's trip comes just days after President Trump and the First Lady toured storm-ravaged North Carolina. And the Super Bowl is set. The Kansas City Chiefs will attempt a three-peat when they take on the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 59. Kansas City advancing last night after taking down the Buffalo Bills thanks to a tie-breaking field goal from kicker Harrison Butker.
Butker from 35, dead center. Now 11 for 11 in his career in the postseason, in the fourth quarter or overtime. That is well clutch.
And meanwhile, in the other game, the Philadelphia Eagles just proven to be a bit too much for the Washington Commanders.
They've been basically unstoppable. Here is Barkley. Outside. Barkley, touchdown. to Super Bowl 59.
And you know it, Philadelphia Eagles fans celebrating the team punching their ticket to New Orleans, storming the streets last night after their 55. That's a lot of points to 23 victory.
Carl, we have a rematch.
Yes,
We have a rematch at the Super Bowl. And a first ever three-peat. No one's ever done that before. Go Kansas City. Right now, DraftKings is projecting that Kansas City will win by 1.5 wins.
Never happened before. No one's ever won three
Never, ever.
straight in a row.
So, Brian, I'm disappointed your prediction did not come true.
Ravens. I went the Ravens, but I did have the Eagles getting through.
Y'all might be
But-
happy that.
But
Well,
Saquon was unbelievable. Again, without him, they don't win. And that's why the Giants deserve credit for letting him go.
There's been a fact check. You said Ravens and Commanders. They were going to.
Oh, that's right.
One of my
I
friends,
told them.
one of my friends, her husband,
We're going to the TV game.
Buffalo. He's from Buffalo, and so the whole family dresses up, does the jerseys
Yeah.
and hats and everything. And the mom sent me a picture last night of her little 9-year-old just weeping in the chair.
Well, you know what? Because there was a blown call in the game. There was a total blown call in the game.
I thought they came back
Was-
though. I thought they might win.
Oh, it was unbelievable what happened. That was a catchable ball.
Yeah.
There was a few things that went wrong, but it was complicated. Kansas City, I've never seen a team so comfortable in the fourth quarter. No matter what, if they're within a score, they win. Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT.
So
He is so good right now.
We raised them right in Texas.
There you go.
And
We run a good team in Kansas.
Taylor happened to be there.
LJ.
Sorry.
Oh,
He's-
we almost went.
My daughter was not interested in this game until she saw it.
Oh, God.
Listen, it's been working. And you know what? Is this going to be his last game? That's the big question.
Well, I mean, I think this would be good for him. You know, last Super Bowl, it looks like he's in love, although I don't think the marriage is going to work. But yeah, so we can get the distraction out. Both of them can go to the sunset together.
Here's the problem.
What's the problem?
When he doesn't have a job. And like she's like, that's okay. He retired.
You read my
You
mind.
know, and if he was retired, it's like, where you going? I got a concert tonight. Really? I guess I'll stay home alone. Who's it after that? My brother's on ESPN. I
Well, here's the thing. If they get married, she's going to want to start a family probably.
With
She's in her 30s.
Maybe.
So she might want to take a break, have a family, and then he'll have a TV
I
career.
love this for them.
He'll have a TV career, right?
Absolutely.
It'll come.
They've already done cash. I would suggest, and of course, the Super Bowl's going to be on Fox, so everybody needs to be watching. I wouldn't be surprised if after Kansas City wins, and they probably he takes a knee and proposes to her live on TV.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, maybe people should watch to see if that's going to
That would
happen.
be great. That would be
That
fun.
would be great.
They might want some privacy.
So,
though.
so they can distract from the national championship again, another distraction, because everybody's going to be talking about that instead of the football.
Well, hopefully, hey, how are those Cowboys doing?
We're recovering.
Right. Hopefully, they scream this coach in the fourth quarter like they did last
So
night.
it'll be on Fox not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. Get your recipes ready, your dips and your chips, Brian.
Right, let's make dip. 24 minutes out here.
Republican money.
This morning, President Trump will reinstate thousands of service members who were
2,
discharged for not getting the vaccine,
20,
and it's
40,
happening today.
60,
Congressman and veteran
30,
Brian Mast, to your
20,
react.
40, 60, 80, 4, 20, 40, 60, 80.
Lowe's knows it's
5,
easier to make the right calls when you have the right
5,
team.
82.
CJ Stroud putting up points with My Lowe's Rewards.
It's really cleaning up.
Come on, man.
Because the card's got a little cleaning supplies on this card.
In store, online, our Lowe's team has you covered.
At Ameriprise Financial, we know our
8,
clients are so much more than
20,
clients. They're
40,
conquerors
60,
and champions. And what
80.
matters most to them
Dollars.
matters most to us. It's no wonder we have a 4.9 out of 5 client satisfaction rating. Ameriprise Financial. The day you get your clear choice
20,
dental
40,
implants
60,
changes your
80,
struggle with missing teeth
1100,
forever.
1120,
It
1140,
changes how you
60,
how you
1180,
feel, how you
1200.
enjoy life. Clear Choice Network doctors have changed over 150,000 lives because a Clear Choice day changes every day. Finance where you smile for as low as $148
Conservative
a month
news.
for qualified patients. Schedule
Count
your
your money.
consultation.
Think about what you're going to get. Next investment.
Sick of working hard and not getting
I'm sick of having to do everything.
It's about enjoy yourself.
taking advantage of.
Sick of competing with a computer.
I am definitely sick of government overreach.
Sitting minimum wage.
society.
Do you worry that you're drinking too much? Take back control with More Health. More Health provides access to medication proven to help. A daily pill to drink less, or to quit drinking altogether. Text Fox News to 710-710 to learn more.
Total Beats, America's best-selling Beats brand, is available at Walmart. Total Beats blood pressure support soft chews contain a key ingredient clinically shown to deliver 2 times better blood pressure support. Take control of your health. Head to Walmart and get Total Beats blood pressure support soft chews today.
If you're living with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or active psoriatic arthritis, symptoms can sometimes hold you back. But now there's Skyrizi, so you can be all in with clear skin. With Skyrizi, you can show up with 90% clear skin. And if you have psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi can remove stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Don't lose allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight that may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clear skin and better movement. And that means everything. Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Learn how Abby can help you save.
Tonight,
President Trump is actually keeping his campaign promises.
Jones All-Star lineup reacts to the rapid fire agenda live on Handy.
Back pain. When you've got it, you know it. Introducing the X-Pack from Copperfit, our groundbreaking technology designed for compression support of your lower back and core like you've never experienced before. Engineered with our most innovative, patent-pending, advanced X compression system, evenly distributes the support across a broader surface area of your back for relief of lower back aches and pains. A super lightweight mesh fabric, ventilated to increase airflow and release excess heat. An orthopedic design alloy support pad, and 4 built-in flexible stabilizers to help improve alignment and promote better posture. The all-new X-Pack from Copperfit, the most customizable support for relief of lower back pain you will ever wear. Guaranteed or your money back. Get yours now at getxback.com. Call 1-800-708-9471. Order right now and your shipping is free. Copperfit, feel the difference.
If you want better home internet that's built for rural America, meet the next generation of HughesNet.
Hi.
Like a video conference? The conference.
Yes. HughesNet is Jupiter powered with faster speeds than ever before and unlimited data.
Now I can stream up anything I can dream of.
Now you can do it all. Connect, stream, and play. Call today to get free professional installation and exclusive offers. Call 1-800-914-5407.
Israel has begun allowing masses of Gazans to return to the northern part of the Gaza Strip, as both sides have confirmed at least 6 more hostages are expected to be freed this week. That is wonderful news. Trey Giggs joins us live from Tel Aviv with the very latest. Trey.
Yeah, hey, Steve. Good morning. We learned overnight that 2 hostage releases are set to take place this week. One will happen on Thursday and the other on Saturday. Each of these days, 3 people will be released from Hamas captivity in Gaza. Agam Berger, one of the 5 female observation soldiers, is on the list for the first day, along with Arbel Yahud, who was taken from the community of Nir Oz. This comes after the release of 4 Israeli hostages on Saturday morning, their mothers thanking President Trump for his efforts to bring them home.
Thank you, President Trump, for everything you are doing for our hostages. If anyone can bring world peace, it's definitely you. And you are and we are confident you will do whatever it takes to get us there.
Since American, Qatari, and Egyptian negotiators were able to come to a deal, Israel is now allowing Palestinian civilians to move from southern to northern Gaza, something that was temporarily blocked. We're also getting reaction today to comments from President Trump about resettling Palestinians from Gaza in Egypt and Jordan. Officials from both of those countries have rejected the idea. There is a lot of movement taking place in the region right now. We also learned overnight that the Trump administration was able to extend a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Lebanon. Steve?
Hey, Trey, before you go, yesterday, after some of your reporting, you heard from the IDF. What did they have to say?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a report yesterday on Layla Al-Khatib, a 2-year-old Palestinian girl that was killed last week by the IDF in the city of Jenin in the West Bank. The IDF today admits to firing on the house that this young girl was inside of and released a statement to Fox News saying the IDF regrets any harm caused to uninvolved civilians and takes various measures to prevent such incidents. They go on to say the incident will be examined and lessons will be learned accordingly. Steve?
All right. Thank you very much for the update live from Tel Aviv. Trey Yinks, thank you. Meanwhile, 6:32 here in New York City and a Fox News alert. Later today, President Trump is going to sign an executive order. He has made good on another campaign promise. He has restated, as of one half hour ago, thousands of U.S. troops with full pay after they were kicked out of the military for refusing a COVID vaccine during the Biden administration. This is welcome news for our next guest to introduce the bill. Brian Max joins us right now. Brian, good morning to you.
Good to see you.
Well, Congressman, this is great news. Trump said he was going to do this. And ultimately, 8,000 men and women who were kicked out with this mandate by Joe Biden, they can go back. They can get their job at the rank, back pay, same pay. This is a great day for them.
Great day for Patriots, great day for our service members, my brothers and sisters in arms. And let's not forget, you go back in time, and it wasn't just the military, it was other government agencies as well, where they were washing essentially conservatives that were raising their hands saying, hey, I don't want to take this vaccine. They were washing them out of government, washing them out of West Point and Naval Academy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Merchant Marine Academies, washing them out from being on the next promotion boards for first sergeants, sergeants majors, or officers. And they were creating a system where the ones that were going to be giving promotion to the next classes of individuals were all going to be those that did say, no, I'm not a conservative, and that, I'm okay with everything that you're doing right now. That's what was taking place.
It will be interesting to see how many people impacted are going to tell their boss today, hey, I took this job because 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Joe Biden kicked me out of the service. I'm going back. Because as the recruitment has lagged, and this is not going to hurt.
No, it's going to be beautiful. Have these individuals returning, putting on that uniform, that sense of pride for their family, that they stood up for their causes, what they believed in, and they were rewarded for it. They're returning back to the military.
All right. Congressman, you've got a long day. 5 o'clock this afternoon at Trump Doral down in the Miami area. 47 is going to show up, and he's going to go ahead and address the assembled Republicans. You guys are all getting together because he needs you guys to get on the same page. Because to get stuff done with this gigantic reconciliation bill, you've all got to essentially be singing out of the same hymnal.
Yeah. Senate Republicans, House Republicans, dealing with everything we got going on with football right now. Let's say that we need a strong head coach. And President Trump is going to be that. He's coming in, speaking to us today with the playbook. This is the play that we're going to run. We need everybody running in the same direction. It's going to be one reconciliation bill. It's going to be getting debt limit off the table for him right now, so we don't have to deal with Democrats with that 2 years down the road in a way that we can't do it with budget reconciliation. That's a really big deal. It's dealing with the border in this specific way. These were the promises of getting no tax on tips across the finish line, just like he promised. These were the promises that moved the Senate and the House through the majority and the president across the finish line, and that's what's going to be delivered. Here's the playbook for it.
All right. And you're going to see it at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Congressman, thank you very much for joining us today from Fort Pierce down in Florida.
Always good to see you.
Great to see you as well. All right. Meanwhile, ICE agents arrested nearly 1,000 illegal migrants in just one day. We'll tell you where they found them coming up.
Safe like repair, safe like replace. Nobody likes a cracked windshield. But at least you can go to safelight.com and schedule a fix in minutes. Go to safelight.com and schedule a replacement today. Safe like repair, safe like replace.
This guy, Tyler Fisher, a funny comedian, they said, sure, nobody will give him a comedy special. Sure, it couldn't be done. I made one phone call, the perfect phone call, only on Fox Nation. 4 Bud Light, please. Yes, thank you. His comedy special is going to be huge. If you don't like him, leave him alone. If he goes to jail, he will win a third term. Watch it, stream it, I don't care.
I'm Allison Lundberg, strategist at AmericanEagle.com. Wagner came to us with a goal to make their website user experience seamless and simplify access to product information for customers. We build enterprise websites like this all the time. Through a fully integrated digital transformation, WagnerSprayTech.com is now a fast, mobile-optimized website with an engaging user experience. For complete website and digital solutions, go to AmericanEagle.com.
You were made to chase your passions. We were made to put them in a package.
No matter why you started your business, your goal is to keep on growing. And with the help of financing from Capitus, you can meet all of your business goals. Because at Capitus, we finance the legacy builders, the creators, the freedom chasers, the opportunity seekers. At Capitus, we finance small businesses.
You deserve more from your state. You deserve the only state that's guaranteed to be perfect every single time. At Omaha Steaks, we're delivering old school quality with a now school mentality. That means aging every steak for tenderness, carefully hand carving, and obsessing over every last detail. So you never second guess a single bite. For a limited time, get 4 free chicken breasts and 4 free pork chops with your order. Go to omahasteaks.com/TV today. You deserve this.
Businesses start small, but a lot of them take off. As your business grows, ShipStation grows with you, so you can sync and manage all your orders, no matter how they began. ShipStation's custom automations maximize your team's time. Plus, you get more carrier options at the lowest possible rates. Keep your business growing. Head to ShipStation.com to start your free trial today.
When a cyber thief transfers the title of your home out of your name, it's a race against time to stop the theft of your hard-earned equity.
Many people don't know this has happened until long after it's done. You as the homeowner think you still own a house. 3 months later, you start getting foreclosure notices and you realize you've got 4 mortgages on your house that you didn't even know existed.
So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim at HomeTitleLock.com.
I wish my TV provider let me choose what I pay for. And pause my subscription when I want and have hundreds of free channels.
Sling lets you do that.
Choose and customize your channel when or watch for free. Sling lets you do that.
If you have heart failure or chronic kidney disease, Varsica can help you keep living life because there are places you'd like to be. Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and bacterial infection between the anus and genitals, both which may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness or swelling between the anus and genitals. Ask your doctor about Varsica today.
You'll be back. Emu can't help people customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Well, I'll be. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Well, Southern California is seeing its first significant rainfall in months, giving much needed rain to the wildfire ravaged region.
Vaticano.
But effect. The rain is now posing a new threat with flood watches in effect for LA County. So let's check in with our senior meteorologist, Janice for our Fox weather forecast. Hey, Janice.
Listen, excellent news that they are getting rain in the forecast, but it's going to take a few days, maybe even a week or two, to find out if that rain is going to cause rock slides or mudslides, because especially in burn areas, that's where we're concerned with the flash flood risk. So they've received anywhere from half an inch to an inch of rainfall. Great news. We do have a flood watch through today for some of the burn areas. The Hughes fire is burning there. Almost out, by the way. Firefighters really did get a handle on most of the wildfires. They are almost contained. Flash flood risk is low, but still there today as the rain will taper off. So let's keep our fingers crossed. It was an excellent sign that we got rain in the forecast, helping firefighters. But they need a foot of rain to really put a dent on the drought in Southern California. That area of low pressure, by the way, is going to be our next storm that moves across the Rockies in towards the central U.S., areas that got a lot of snow, right? Record-setting snow for the Gulf Coast. Now you're in the risk for some heavy rain, maybe even some severe weather, so we'll keep an eye on that. And I will wrap up the forecast with a bit of good news. It's going to feel much warmer across much of the country as we go through the next couple of days. Temperature is more reminiscent of March than of January. So there you go. Lawrence, over to you, my friend.
Thanks, JD. Finally, we got some rain.
Yes, exactly. Good news.
Yes, it is. Trump orders our Tom Herman putting illegal immigrants on notice after overseeing agents in Chicago carrying out targeted enforcement operations.
If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table, because it's not okay to violate laws of this country. You got to remember, every time you enter this country illegally, you violate a crime under Title 8 United States Code 1325. It's a crime. So if you're in the country illegally, you got a problem.
This coming as the DA arrested 49 in Colorado, many connected to the Venezuelan gang Trinidad Agua. Senior advisor to U.S. Customs and Border Protections, Ron Villatello, joins us now. So, Ron, I want to get your good morning to you, sir. I want to get your reaction to the latest number we received. There's been 2,373 detainers logged. There has been 1,797. Tell me about these operations. When I start seeing win codes from the DEA, ATF, as well as ICE, that tells me that's a joint task force.
That's absolutely right. Good morning, Lawrence. This is what winning looks like. This is the handcuffs being taken off the front line, my former colleagues in ICE, who are now out looking for the worst of the worst criminals all over the country, who are in the country illegally and have committed crimes in the jurisdictions in which they live. And so the front line of ICE, the enforcement removal operations, with the support of the White House, who has taken a historic political victory and turned it into winning on the front line, are going out and knocking on the doors of people who are in the country illegally, who have committed other crimes. And 2,300 is a great number, but let's see where we're at. This is just beginning. And so again, the handcuffs are off. They're going to be allowed to do their jobs in ways that they've never done before, just like we are doing on the front line at CBP. Historic, unprecedented support from our heroes in the military, a declaration from the president that gives CBP new authorities to protect our borders so that we can make America safe again by having a secure border and safe streets in the interior.
One of the things that illegal migrants do that make it difficult for ICE agents to do their job is some of them have children in America where they become citizens, but they aren't citizens. J.D. Vance took on this issue on Sunday. Let's watch it.
If you're an illegal alien and you come here temporarily, hopefully, your child does not become an American citizen by virtue of just having been born on American soil. It's a very basic principle in American immigration law that if you want to become an American citizen and you've done it the right way, and the American people and their collective wisdom have welcomed you into our national community, then you become a citizen. But temporary residents, people who come in here, whether legally or illegally, and don't plan to stay, our children should become American citizens.
So, Ron, obviously this is going to be litigated in the courts now, but for our audience that don't know, how do y'all handle those situations when you have an illegal migrant that's here in the country, but suddenly their children are American citizens because they had them through the process? What do you do when you arrive at their door?
Those men and women, the front line at ERO, handle this situation with the utmost professionalism and compassion. They understand that when they knock on that door, they are at great risk. They don't know what's on the other side of that door. But in some cases, that turns into a situation in which they have to compassionately adjudicate what goes on the other side of that door. So they take somebody into custody If kids need to be cared for, they call the right authorities. They place them with other family members. They've done this throughout time, and they continue to do it. They're very good at it. And so compassion and professionalism is the word of the day, if you will, the words of the day, if you will. And so they know how to do this. They will do it each and every day. And I'm proud to watch it happen. And we want to do more of it. We want to make America safe again.
Yeah, and you guys are having the cameras in there to see exactly what's happening. So there's no ambiguity at the end of this. You're seeing the ICE professionals, DEA, ATF, do the right thing. And it's for the whole public to see. Ron, thanks so much for joining the program. Be safe out there.
Thank you.
You got it. So make sure you're watching Fox on February the 9th for the Super Bowl. 59 is set with the Eagles taking on the Chiefs. We got 3-time Super Bowl champ Daryl Moose Johnson here to break it all down.
Dave Portnoy is known as the founder of Barstool Sports and is known for his sharp commentary and down-to-earth one-bite pizza reviews. Dave created the Barstool Fund during COVID and raised $50 million to help small businesses stay afloat.
What worked with the Barstool Fund? They knew they were giving us money, and the money was going right to businesses they want to give the money to.
People knew where the money is going, and we're 95.1% of every dollar that is raised goes to our great heroes.
Yeah, and that's a huge part. I did all the research I know about you guys.
I only hear what you bring to Hamilton Towers Foundation.
Right, which is always high pressure when I'm sitting right next to the guy. It's like, but we'll give it 10, even though I don't generally give 10s. That's a rookie score. We'll give it 10. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here if it was a 10.
You know, we ask for $11 a month.
$11 to get a full pie. Good to go. You skip one pie.
You skip one pie and you help a hero and the family that are left behind. So let's do good together. Let's do it.
My name is Mike Hammond, founder of Signal Relief. Much of my career has been working in construction. I love outdoors and horses. That active lifestyle is what has caused my body to hurt. I didn't want to let this affect my family or my life, and that's what motivated me to create a team to build the Signal Relief patch. Patented technology, clinically proven to reduce the impact of pain. The patch is a game changer. No creams, no pills, no wires. The patch is reusable and there's a real money back guarantee. Whether it's your neck, back, knee, shoulder, or just aches and pains, this patch can give you your life back. When I gave my best friend a patch with tears in his eyes, he said it was the first time in 16 years he did not hurt. Join the hundreds of thousands who found relief. I'm asking you to try the Signal Relief patch today by going to our website. If you're thinking about buying, it means you need one. You have nothing to lose, I promise. The patch works.
We needed a project manager yesterday. We posted a job on ZipRecruiter and had our guy on site in 5 days. He was qualified as a ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for all jobs. They help us build our dreams and get it fast.
Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Fox.
Goldilocks needs a place of her own, and fast. Thankfully, she's on Redfin. They update their listings every 2 minutes. And with so many options, she's bound to find exactly what she wants.
This one's just right. Is she moving? Yes.
Oh, it's happening. It is happening.
And for me, Balance in Nature has been a lifesaver. My name is Joe. I'm a drummer. Balance in Nature makes me feel alive. It's just so easy and it's so good. It's unbelievable how much it's helped me.
Get 35% off your first set by using discount code Fox News.
It's a classified prison. At least it was until the blast hit.
How many inmates got out?
What?
Cabinet contenders in the hot seat. Trump's next group of picks on Capitol Hill. Patrick Bet-David breaks down how the votes could shake out. Tonight on Jesse Waters Primetime.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces? Then it might be time to consider Nano hearing aids. Nanos are FDA-registered OTC hearing aids. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids. Prescription hearing aids could cost $3,000 or more. Nano hearing aids are now offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Call now and get 2 CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. And if you're not happy, return them for a full refund.
You'll be back. Eagles can't help people customize and save hundreds of dollars for Liberty Mutual. You're just like Lisford.
No, he's a dreamer, Frank.
Well, I'll be. That bird really did. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Why has America accepted the wait for payday? When life doesn't wait for you to get paid. Introducing My Pay from Chime, a revolutionary new way of getting your pay when you want. Get up to $500 of your pay before payday. No interest, no credit check, no mandatory fees. When any day is payday, it's a good day. Get paid when you say with My Pay. Get started at chime.com. TV.
So we're getting a football rematch, a Super Bowl rematch in New Orleans, as the Eagles will take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Super Bowl 59 only on Fox. Three-time Super Bowl champ, Fox NFL analyst, and Vice President of Operations for the UFL, Daryl Moose Johnson joins us now. Daryl, I know you watched the game as an analyst and as a former player. What is your takeaway? First off, Washington impressive, but you can't turn the ball over, right?
Yeah, fantastic season by Dan Quinn and the Commanders. But the big thing for them is they were +6 coming into that game, and then they're -4 in the turnovers yesterday. So all the mistakes are magnified once you get into playoff football, and the biggest one of that is turnovers. So just a tough day for Washington.
Looking on the other side, another phenomenal game that we're going to remember. But again, Buffalo comes up short. I've never seen a team close out in the fourth quarter like they have this year. I'm talking about the Chiefs. What about you?
It's amazing. What do we have? 17 straight games now in a one-possession game. The Kansas City finds a way to win the game. So that's such a great skill to have, that confidence. So when you get down to the end of the game and you can lean back on that experience over the last 2 seasons for 17 games, they have all that confidence that they'll find a way to pull it out. A lot of that has to do with Patrick Mahomes.
The one play that stands out is the Kincaid drop. As you watch Josh Allen do everything possible to get free and avoid the rush, he throws it up. It gets in Kincaid's right in his hands, but he drops it. Great player, not a great moment.
Yeah. You know, it's amazing when you get to the end of the game, everybody focuses on that last play, whether it's a missed kick or a drop pass. But, you know, you've got, 59 minutes and 55 seconds prior to that to make the plays necessary to win the game. So I hope everybody doesn't focus on that drop. Nobody feels worse this morning waking up than Dalton Kincaid. So, again, Buffalo and Kansas City just give us the most unbelievable playoff games. And one of these days, Josh Allen is going to find a way to beat Patrick Mahomes.
So we're back at this again in 2 weeks for a rematch. Eagles came up short in a great game. Are they better now than they were 2 years ago?
I don't think they are. I think that was a great season for the Philadelphia Eagles, and that was another one of those great Super Bowls that we've been on these last few years, just fantastic games in the Super Bowl, and that was one of them. The good thing for Philadelphia fans, they're playing their best football of the last 5 or 6 weeks right now. So they are peaking again as we get towards the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley is going to be the difference in this game. I think it was one of the areas that Buffalo maybe kind of got away from a little bit because you have a Josh Allen at quarterback, but James Cook is a really, really impressive running back. I think they could have kept Patrick Mahomes on the sideline a little bit more. Look for Philadelphia to do that. Try to have some of those long drives with Saquon Barkley touching the ball and taking time off the clock and keeping Patrick Mahomes on the side.
You know what I love, Darryl? We only have 20 seconds, but I love that the running game matters again, and I hope it is reflected in the draft. As a running back, you got to feel the same way.
It's been such a resurgence over the last 18 months. I mean, a couple of years ago, we're talking about the running back position is undervalued in the NFL. And Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, what they were able to do for that position this season is awesome. I love it. I'm the same as you, Brian. Running the football is very hard to do, and it's great to see that become a big part in the NFL.
Fox is going to have it on Sunday. Then they got the Daytona 500. Then the UFL season. Darryl, you get no time off. Thanks so much for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Always great to visit with you, Brian. Take care.
And I like that painting right over your right shoulder. Meanwhile, more Fox and Friends in a moment.
I got some rust on my Chevy, but it's ready to roll. I got a rust on the sky, a song in my soul.
Sail through the heart of historic cities and unforgettable scenery with Viking. Unpack once and get closer to iconic landmarks, local life, and cultural treasures. Because when you experience Europe on a Viking longship, you'll spend less time getting there and more time being there. Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
Donate your card to today's veterans and help support Tunnel the Towers. The process is quick and simple, and the proceeds from your generous card donation will go to support the good work that T2T is doing throughout our community. Any cards accepted, running or not, and we will pick it up for free. Your card donation will help Tunnel the Towers to help our dedicated veterans and their families. So call 888-980-VETS or donate your card online at today'sveterans.org. Your card donation really does make a difference.
What do a neurosurgeon, a country artist, and a television and radio host have in common? They all saw the writing on the wall. Big banks sharing your financial information with big government. One of them is owners in Old Glory Bank. The pro-America online bank that protects your privacy, security, and liberty.
Check out my videos.
Invest today at own.oldglorybank.com.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th mid commercial. No. It's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here.
Home. The place where you create those special moments. We celebrate the home and the way you live in it. At 3 Day Blinds, we help you create that special place. And because we know you're busy, we bring the showroom to you at your convenience and provide a design expert to help you find the perfect solution that fits your style and budget. 3 Day Blinds, you'll love the treatment. Call or go online right now to schedule your free in-home design consultation.
Need a shipping solution that'll grow with you? With ShipStation, you can manage and fulfill all your orders in one place. Plus, you get more carrier options at the lowest rates. Keep your business growing. Head to ShipStation.com to start your free trial.
What if you could tackle your dog's itching, soft stools, and low energy? Millions of pet parents are raving about Dr. Marty Nature's Blend.
Such a huge difference in her health. More energy, more playful, no more pooping issues.
I'm Dr. Marty. I've been a veterinarian for more than 50 years. The dangerous ingredients added to many pet foods could be impacting the dog's lifespan. That's why I formulated Nature's Blend.
Now you can feed your dog wholesome cuts of real meat, vegetables, and fruit with no artificial preservatives or fillers. Try Dr. Marty risk-free. Go to drmartypets.com/TV.
Ever worry that you're drinking too much? Take back control with Ore Health. Ore Health provides access to medication proven to help. A daily pill to drink less, or to quit drinking altogether. Qualify for treatment at orehealth.com.
Wow, off to meet that perfect match of yours.
Yep, gotta go to Discount Tire right now. Just plugged in my vehicle, location, driving habits, and treadmill match me with the perfect tires. I'm so excited. Let's go.
Ever feel like a spectator in your own life with chronic migraine? 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. In a survey, 91% of users wish they'd started sooner. So why wait? Talk to your doctor.
Botox effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as trouble swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Those with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions like rash, breathing problems, dizziness, neck and injection site pain, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions like ALS, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medicines like botulinum toxins, which may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Chronic migraine may still keep you from being there. Ask your doctor about Botox today. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
It is 7 a.m. here on the East Coast. It's Monday, January 27th, and this is Fox and Friends. We start with Fox News Alert. Breaking overnight, President Trump to sign an executive order today reinstating our service members who were discharged for not getting the COVID-19 vaccine, and he is giving them full back pay, just like he promised.
Plus, King Trump takes a victory lap after Colombia agrees to accept illegal migrants' deportation plans from the U.S. How the president got the deal done.
And that's not the only win. Just 7 days in the Trump administration, getting the job done, we're going to break it all down, exclamation point. That's right, because the second hour of Fox and Friends for this Monday starts right now. So let's kick things off with that Fox News alert. There you can see the president going down. Look at the stairs he's using. I know it. We haven't seen those for a while. President Trump delivered on yet another campaign promise, officially reinstating thousands of U.S. service members who were discharged during the Biden administration because they did not get the COVID vaccine. They're going to get their rank back if they re-enlist, go back, and back pay.
Senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy was first on that story, and he joins us now. Peter, how did you get the big get?
Well, we can exclusively report on this White House document that lays out the details of an executive order President Trump is expected to sign today. And the plan is for him to sign this executive order to reinstate service members who were dismissed for refusing the COVID vaccine with full back pay and benefits. More than 8,000 servicemen and women were discharged between 2021 and 2023 because they refused to get vaccinated against COVID. And then once the military's mandate was repealed in 2023, 43 people actually tried to go back. Now, everybody that is reinstated will receive their former rank and full back pay with benefits. It is going to be up to Pete Hegseth's Defense Department to figure out the exact logistics of how that will work. And as we look at this White House document this morning, the Trump team in it is blaming these people getting fired for not getting the COVID shot as a main reason. The Pentagon missed recruiting targets by 41,000 recruits in 2023. There is also some language in here about natural immunity being a reason that some of the 8,000 didn't want the COVID shot, but the president is hoping to use the power of the pen to address what he calls wrongful dismissals. He is down in Florida right now figuring out the way forward with the budget with House Republicans at a retreat at his resort in Doral. And we do expect him to sign this at some point before the end of the day.
So, Peter, there are a lot of details that have not been explained yet. And one of them we were talking about, and I thought I know the answer, but then I don't know the answer. If somebody's watching this right now and they were dismissed during this, to get the back pay, do they have to go back to the service where they would resume their rank, or is that unclear?
So I was just texting with a source about this, and they're telling me that the Defense Department is going to decide specifics of the process when this orders the DOD to give the reinstated back pay. So basically, President Trump and Defense Secretary Hegseth are going to have to sit down and figure out exactly what makes the most sense to undo this order from former President Biden and former Defense Secretary Austin.
So, and Peter, just on the meeting at Doral, I mean, this is a decisive device, could be divisive, but a decisive meeting. President Trump's got to say there's no margin for error. Hey, Congressman Massey, all you guys with your own agendas, you got to get on board or nothing gets done.
Yeah, because President Trump can do a lot, as we have seen in this first week, with executive orders, but there is a limit to his power. At some point, he's going to need Republicans in Congress to get it together while they have unified control of the House, even with these tiny majorities in the House and the Senate, to help them out. And we heard on Friday, the president was talking about maybe figuring out a way to tie wildfire relief in California to this budget bill that's going to be stuffed with everything else that he wants. Maybe that's a way to ensure Democratic support, but there's just no way to know right now if it's even going to work with his own party, because as we saw throughout his first term, he really can't always count on everybody on his side, just blindly going with him.
Hey, Peter, when soldiers had to leave the military because they refused to get the vaccine, that's years and years of back pay. Where will our government get the money to pay them back?
That is going to be an accounting problem that is going to be on Secretary Hegseth's desk on his first day there at the Pentagon today. We are being directed to the DOD for questions about that, and so we will check on that. But it is a lot of money for people who are going to get reinstated.
But we still have a lot of money in that account, the COVID account, right? So maybe they could take it from there.
Ask Pete. Yeah, we will check on that. I don't know enough about the military appropriations.
Let's text him. We all have we should. I'm not sure.
You know what? I phone up to my microphone.
Hold on, Secretary Hegseth. If you're watching, just do the group
chat back to tell us where the money's going to go.
And in exchange, we'll tell you what our talking points are. Right?
Right? So he's still on the morning email.
He probably is.
No, he's not.
Thanks, Peter.
And congratulations to Pete.
Yeah, he's
never.
And what about Peter has a great feature on Mediaite on him. You got to check it out. Mediaite. If you're watching television, radio, you always get Mediaite. But there's a great feature of Peter on the bottom.
Okay.
Meanwhile, let's talk about your interview with Brian Mast and how it relates to this.
Indeed, Brian Mast is delighted that President Trump has signed this executive order ordering everybody who wants to get reinstated at their previous rank with back pay. They can do that. They just have to work out the details. He was with us about 45 minutes ago. He says, game on. This is great.
Great day for Patriots. Great day for our service members, my brothers and sisters in arms. And let's not forget, we go back in time. And it wasn't just the military, it was other government agencies as well, where they were watching essentially conservatives that were raising their hands saying, hey, I don't want to take this message. They were washing them out of government, washing them out of West Point, the Naval Academy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Merchant Marine Academies, washing them out from being on the next promotion boards for first sergeants, sergeants majors, or officers. And they were creating a system where the ones that were going to be giving promotion to the next classes of individuals were all going to be those that did say, no, I'm not a conservative, and I'm okay with everything that you're doing right now. That's what was taking place. It's going to be beautiful. Have these individuals returning, putting on that uniform, that sense of pride for their family, that they stood up for their causes, what they believed in, and they were rewarded for it. They're returning back to the military.
What they did to these men and women to begin with
you gotta pay attention, you gotta listen, you gotta vote right.
I need more men and women in there. The vaccine hadn't even been fully approved yet. It was a trial version. We appreciate President Donald Trump for more speed, but it shouldn't have been, people shouldn't have been required to take it. The second thing is, I don't think Pete Hegseth is going to have any problems finding money. He's going to be cutting a lot of programs that have nothing to do with the military, and I think they'll have enough money to pay those. So that's exactly right.
You know, we put out there facetiously, hey, Pete, let us know what's going to go on. But if you are one of the 8,000 people who would be impacted by this, we want to know whether or not you are going to quit whatever job you might be doing right now and go back to the military. And if you're not, what you are going to do, also your reaction to this, send us an email, friends@foxnews.com. This news broke an hour and 8 minutes ago. So we haven't been able to contact anybody other than Brian Mast was able to talk about it. But if you are impacted, let us know your plans given what President Trump has just done.
That was the best guess because he's Army. He was awarded a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart, fought in Afghanistan.
Sponsored a bill.
Exactly. Now he's a congressman.
41,000. By the way, every year there were so many recruits. 41,000 last year. And you mentioned how many people actually took them up on when they said you can come back in. When Austin said you come back in without a back.
8,000, only 43. And the Department of Defense, missing its collective recruitment targets by around 41,000 in the fiscal year of 2023. So they needed these individuals.
Right.
They're the strongest men and women. They fight for our country. Most of them are young. Most of them are, not going to college like 18, 19.
So it was 1 week ago right now. We were on the roof of 101 Constitution because only 1 week ago, this president was sworn in at noon.
So doing dishes, getting the day ready.
We got over on the big board. Some of the things maybe
should
we
be.
missed it. For instance,
Get your people, get your money right.
Have a big summit with
Take it
Republicans
easy.
down at Doral. Screen left, Vice President Vance is going to head to Virginia today to take a look at hurricane damage. He appeared on Sunday shows yesterday, and he made very clear the administration's point of view, which is something he's really good at.
Yeah, then Secretary of State Marco Rubio, he helped with the release of the U.S. prisoner in Belarus, and Tom Homan in Chicago supporting the immigration efforts. Brian, you want to continue?
Right. So Radcliffe says it was a COVID leak. It was when it comes to lab leak theory. And then Pete immediately, Secretary of Defense, says DEI is done. We're going to follow up to make sure it actually is done. And then he wrote it in hand and posted it. So he's going to hit the ground running. And he's got to get his deputy and undersecretary in there quick. But he's got some acting. And there's some things you can do. And there's so many people who are the highest ranks possible who have already reached out to people I know we've spoken to that has the best interest of the Pentagon in line, and they are just dying for somebody to go in there and want to change things, because it's not so much, it's not people doing the wrong thing, they're stuck in the wrong system, and they need to get some synergy between what's happening in Silicon Valley, what's happening with AI, and what's happening with weapon systems, and we got to get out of the same mindset. So, and they think that Pete's the guy to do it.
I'm glad he was confirmed, despite Mitch McConnell, who talked about being a team player the whole time. Now that he's not in leadership, he didn't vote to confirm Pete, which I think is going to be a stain on his record. Pete is already getting to work. You're going to notice this in the administration. There are going to be some people that are left over from the last administration that are going to try to cut them at their knees. And they tried to do that over the DEI stuff when it came to the Tuskegee Airmen over the weekend, saying that Pete wanted to get rid of the Tuskegee Airmen. First of all, that has nothing to do with DEI. All of those men that were a part of the Tuskegee Airmen were there because of their merit. That's the whole story about it, but they weren't acknowledged for the contribution that they did to the military. He responded immediately on X and said he's getting to the bottom of those stories will be told. But that was somebody that was in the old administration that was trying to put stuff out there saying this was DEI. There's going to be a lot of that for the rest of the departments as well. When they try to involve change, they try to find these little things to distract.
And he worked with Katie Breton.
That's exactly right.
No, this is
It's not a part of
still
it.
teach.
She's one of the great stories on American military history.
That's right.
So later today, President Trump will be addressing the assembled Republicans down at Doral, trying to get everybody on the same page so they can essentially get they've already had a running start.
How are they
But they've got to finish the deal.
But how are they going to vote for the confirmations if they're all down in Doral? Will they come to
That's the House. That's the Senate. They didn't ask the Senate to go. It's just the House.
Right, exactly. The other date of note is Donald Trump is going to give a joint address to Congress on March the 4th. So look for that. Just to talk a little bit about how much he's able to. His pace is unbelievable. He didn't have to do it after the inauguration. It is. And so much news is breaking. And we just up on the big board, one of the items was that John Ratcliffe, the brand new CIA director, essentially changed what the CIA has been saying. Now, the CIA joins the FBI and the Energy Department in IDing a lab leak as a possible source for what's going on. He was on with Maria yesterday and had this observation about, hey, you know what? We looked at the stuff and this is what we think. We have to restore Americans' trust in our own institutions, like the intelligence community and law enforcement. And so in the case of the CIA, which is the best foreign intelligence service in the world, after 5 years to not have a public assessment, to be honest with the American people about where the likely source of a pandemic that killed millions around the world, including 1 million Americans, and really impacted all 345 million Americans in some way. I had the opportunity on my first day to make public an assessment that actually took place in the Biden administration. So it can't be accused of being political, and it does assess. The CIA has assessed that the most likely cause of this pandemic that has wrought so much devastation around the world was because of a lab-related incident in Wuhan. It was important for the American people to see an institution like the CIA get off the sidelines and be truthful about what our intelligence shows.
So the CIA had concluded there was low confidence was a lab leak. He went in there and said, I have a lot of confidence. You know why? Because also he saw a lot when he was DEI and they were DNI, and they were ignoring him. Just like he said, the laptop is real, they ignored him. And he said, the lab leak, this is real, they ignored him. And the guy that deserves most credit is President Trump. They said Tom Cotton. He said, I interviewed Tom Cotton the next day, and he said, this came from a lab leak in China. And they said, fringe theory from a Republican conservative, right-wing conservative, doesn't have much credence, if I could just paraphrase. But again, that's where it's backed up. And now you can answer the question, was it intentional or not? That's interesting.
Of course it is.
The problem is, so you've got the FBI said with moderate confidence, we think it was a lab leak. You got the Energy Department saying low confidence, and now the CIA says low confidence. The reason they're not 100% sure is because China is completely clammed up. They won't let any international people go in there for the last 5 years.
To China, I know.
Yeah, exactly. They're usually so. So, if we got the cooperation from China, that would be one thing, but obviously
And
they're
her
not going to help
description,
because
look
if
at the
it's true,
page,
they killed
look at
7
her
million
page and
people
look at
around the globe. They don't want to claim it.
So speaking of cooperation, a lot of these government agencies
emailing
have
a lot of
partnered with
video.
Doge. The department is
we
going
ain't
to be
done, we ain't
in the
done.
executive office of the president, but this is what they're saying. Department of
Conservative
Government
money.
Efficiency on X. The Doge team is looking for world-class talent to work long hours, identify and eliminate waste, fraud, abuse. These are full-time salary positions for software engineers, InfoSec engineers, financial analysts, HR professionals in general. All competent, caring people apply here.
So I clicked on that site, and it's pretty easy to apply. Your name, your email,
Yeah,
your cell
public
phone,
give me
3
money.
short bullet points showing
Right.
why you
Oh,
might be
sure.
equipped, and then what your exceptional ability is, they say. And then you just attach your resume.
Vote
And then here's the
Republican.
point for
Subscribe
when
and
you
like
write
Noble
in a
G's
GitHub,
Records,
like an
Noble
email
Squad.
address, and I looked that up. That's a shared
Your Sal
AI,
Noble
so if
G's
business is
Radio.
using this, I guess you can put your link there.
Esta
We were
Nico.
talking about how this was going to be. Doge
No
was
so
looking
samo.
for good people, but you would not
Boa.
get paid. And you would work 80 hours a week. But you're absolutely right. It is. What they've done is they've rebranded a department in the executive wing. It used to be the U.S. Digital Service, which was kind of a think tank in the West Wing. Now it is Doge. And it's a second pay.
Salary positions?
Yep.
So the other thing is Walter Isaacson, the biographer, the 2,000 pages, I think it is. I'm almost done with it. Of Elon Musk, they said, "Listen, how do you think he'll do on this?" And they were kind of leading him to, "He's not going to do well. He's too bowed up."
Right.
He goes, "No, he's going to do very well. He thinks he's going to last for 18 months to 2 years. And if he wants to focus on this, he's always talked about what he could do in government."
That's right.
So this is a goal of his. The question is how he work with Trump. He says, "I think he's going to work well with Trump because they're similar personalities."
They are, and I think the president has a lot of respect for him as well. I think he has a lot of respect for the president as well. He knows his lane. There are going to be disagreements. Donald Trump is not, the president is not going to go with everything that he says. He has people in the White House that disagree with Elon, and Elon disagrees with him. I think it's a beautiful relationship. He's just, Elon is smart,
Best
but he's
love
so
ever.
out there.
He's got different modes.
That's
That's
love
exactly my
ever.
personality. If I had one mode,
Shit.
I'd be a genius. I'm looking for another mode.
Check out Noble
I
G's
just like to
Records.
add
Y'all
this,
look on my page
that
too.
that Elon Musk and the Senate
All
and
the
Raw,
real
I
shit
thought
goes
as soon
down.
as Trump gets a candidate,
Noble
he's
G's
going to blow up
Records.
Elon.
Wow.
So he says, "Yeah, these two guys hate each other."
Yes.
And I go, this
All kinds
shows,
of videos.
I think it shows the 78-year-old president is like, "I'm picking my spots.
Yeah.
I'm not going to blow up every single time." I thought that was so significant.
You just say, don't be surprised.
G's
What happened,
Records.
they had a different focus on the Altman, the chatbot GPT. They opened it up together. He says, "Let's keep it public," and he says, "No, we're going to keep it private." And he said, "If you do that, I'm out." So he's like, "Go." So he left, and they became arch enemies.
Bom
The
dia,
Senate wanted to make
meu
money,
amor.
and Elon wanted it to
Bom
essentially be public service.
dia.
And that's why they're suing each
Right.
Yo Sal Noble
Right,
G Radio.
I'm no one suing
Ela
Carlos.
está Nico.
I sure
Ela está ocupada.
Right. Okay.
But I also
Yeah,
just say when Donald Trump said that thing about
Ela
Tim
está
Altman and
ocupada,
Elon Musk, he's like,
Vitor.
they don't like each other. I don't like people either. And that's fine.
That's so true.
That's how it's
And we know
fun.
everyone
That's
is
why I
like
love
this.
That's exactly right. Got a whole social media platform to air out those truths. All right, we got some news breaking in Pennsylvania. At least 3 people were hurt after a car struck a crowd celebrating the Eagles' win last night in Philadelphia. The crash happening late last night, hours after the Eagles punched their ticket to the Super Bowl. Police say they have arrested the driver, but the crash does not appear to be intentional. All 4 victims are thankfully in stable condition. Police are looking for answers after an Israeli restaurant in Brooklyn, New York, was the victim of an anti-Semitic
Million views on the hub
incident over the
already.
weekend. New York City Mayor
While
Eric
y'all was
Adams
sleeping,
posted
we've
these
been had a
photos
million views.
to X, showing the restaurant
On the
covered
hub,
in red
on the
spray
hub.
paint. Adams saying he
You
was
already seen our
heartbroken when
videos,
he
just
saw
don't
that
know
the crime was
it. Million
responsible.
views on the
As the
hub. You already
NYPD
know.
continues its investigation. The families of 4 female IDF hostages
Make sure your
released
mommy
by
watch
Hamas
too,
over the
so
weekend
I
are
can train
thanking
her.
President Trump for securing their daughter's freedom.
Thank you, President Trump, for everything
Make
you
sure
are
your
doing
favorite
for our
auntie watch.
hostages.
Make sure everybody watch.
If anyone can bring world peace, it's definitely you. And you are confident, and we are confident you will do whatever
Timothy,
it takes
make
to
sure
get
tu
us
madre watch.
there.
Both sides have confirmed that
Million
these
views
6
and a
more
half.
hostages will be released later this week. And schools across the country are planning events to celebrate parents' choice in education, as this week marks School Choice Week. A new survey from the National School Choice Awareness Foundation
Get back
finding
to
that
mine.
60% of U.S. parents
I don't know, making money on both ways.
children to a different
My live
school
going,
last
got
year.
live going.
School Choice Week
Turn
runs
money up.
from now through Saturday. And those are your headlines, guys. Who knew?
I know.
We did, and now you do as well.
Well, and this is another one of those things that Donald Trump has said, you know, if I get another 4 years, we're going to take a good hard look at it because it's so infuriating when you spend thousands of your tax dollars and they go to your local school. If you would like to be able to transport that money that you put into the local school to something else, a private school or a parochial school, why not? It's your money.
How wonderful would that be?
Yeah, I mean, how many stories have we been in the field where the kids can't read or can't do math properly? I mean, that's a basic function that they should know, and that's why our rankings continue to go down. So maybe there's a little bit of competition in the market. Obviously, all these charter schools, these private schools are doing well. Give them a shot. A couple of things, like as you know, that the unions don't want this, the Democrats don't want it. But if you were really for minorities in America, oftentimes they're in the working class communities, and they have schools because the property taxes fund the schools. If the houses aren't worth a lot, the property taxes aren't great. So therefore, the teachers get paid less. The facilities aren't as good. The fields aren't as good. But they're stuck there. They don't have money to pay tuition. So take the $12,000, whatever it is, and be able to put it there. Now, the bottom line is the public school will get better if they feel we're losing students. That's right.
Then they'll be better. Then they'll want the better teacher. Figure out different incentives.
That schools will close down, and all those kids will go to different schools that are better.
Yeah. Well, remember during COVID, it was the Catholic schools here in the New York City area. Those are the only ones that were open. If you wanted your kid to have an in-person learning environment, you had to move your kid.
Yeah, and a lot of parents want that.
Email.
They would like a Catholic education, or they would like a Christian education, but they don't have the money to pay for a private school. So the government would give you money. You're putting in your tax base for your children to go to better schools.
And so that's what they're doing down in Washington all week long.
All right. Meanwhile, happening today, the Senate is set to vote on Trump's Treasury Secretary nominee as the president considers firing tens of thousands of IRS agents who send them to the border after all they can have guns. Charles Payne is next, not armed.
Email on the boat.
Some people just know they can save hundreds of dollars by checking all state first.
See right now. Hold on. See the email.
Like you know to check that it's not going into overtime before you storm the court. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Dak going for it, and he fumbles. Brilliant recovery with the Lowe's app. He always delivers. And so does the Lowe's app. In-store, online, our Lowe's team has you covered.
I'm Allison Lundberg, strategist at AmericanEagle.com. Wagner came to us with a goal to make their website user experience seamless and simplify access to product information for customers. We build enterprise websites like this all the time. Through a fully integrated digital transformation, WagnerSprayTech.com is now a fast, mobile-optimized website with an engaging user experience. For complete website and digital solutions, go to AmericanEagle.com.
GE Vernova powers America every day. As the leading American energy manufacturer, we've never stopped building the technologies that drive today's economy and define the future of energy. We know an abundant, independent, and secure energy system starts here at home. It's why we're investing millions in American manufacturing and creating thousands of new jobs. Together, we will lead a new era of energy for America and the world. GE Vernova.
Your Florida life is calling, and we have the answer. Valencia in Florida by TL Homes. Premium 55 plus living in 5 prime Florida locations. Gorgeous new homes from the
email.
to 2 million. Last resort style living, 24/7. Huge clubhouses, on-site dining, pickleball, and more.
Roll some weed up. Check the subscribers.
Valencia, your Florida life is calling. Experience more at ValenciaFlorida.com.
Fanapt allopurinol is approved for adults with bipolar 1 disorder with acute, mixed, or manic episodes. Unlike some drugs for bipolar 1 disorder, nausea, vomiting, and restlessness are not common with Fanapt. FNAP may be associated with serious side effects. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis treated with antipsychotics are at increased risk of stroke or death. FNAP is not approved for elderly with dementia-related psychosis. Prolongs the QT interval and may be associated with abnormal heart rhythm or sudden death. In 5% or more of people in clinical trials, heart rate increases, dizziness, hypertension, weight gain, dry mouth, stuffy nose, sleepiness, and increases in liver enzymes have been observed. These are not all the side effects. Talk to your prescriber and learn more at fanapt.com. By Vanda Pharmaceuticals.
Tonight, President Trump is actually keeping his campaign promises.
Sean's All-Star lineup reacts to the rapid-fire agenda live on Handy.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services by Gnobleg Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
Fox News is up there for Trump since the beginning.
And we believe you. These
Y'all motherfuckers is hating on Trump. That's that bullshit. I was with Trump since the first election. Since he cursed out George Bush. Yeah, you know.
Call right now.
Call 1-800-296-5924.
Trump said, fuck Bush.
Are you tired of reaching for names and words during conversations? Trust me, you're not alone. That's why we developed new Doctor's Preferred Mindful Advantage, the cutting-edge, science-backed brain health supplement that will help keep your mental edge sharp.
To get your complimentary sample of new Mindful Advantage, just text 2 to 369-369.
Mindful Advantage helps you think faster by targeting 5 areas of brain function: attention, learning and memory, language, motor function, and even mood, with 5 key brain-boosting ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies. Don't settle for slowing down. Keep your mind and memory going at full speed with Mindful Advantage.
To get your complimentary sample of new Mindful Advantage, just text 2 to 369-369. Text now and we'll send you a bottle of Doctor's Preferred Magnesium absolutely free. Mindful Advantage is not available in stores. Just text 2 to 369-369 now.
Today on Capitol Hill, the Senate will vote to confirm President Trump's secretary nominee, Scott Bessent. It comes as the president wastes no time pushing his economic agenda, including what to do with nearly 90,000 new IRS agents hired during Joe Biden's administration.
On day one, I immediately halted the hiring of any new IRS agents. They hired or tried to hire 88,000 new workers to go after you, and we're in the process of developing a plan to either terminate all of them or maybe we'll move them to the border.
Look at that. Host of Making Money on Fox Business, Charles Payne, joins us right now. Charles, what do you think of that idea?
Yeah, get them down there. Get them something useful. Stop going after people doing $600 transactions on Venmo, right? So the bottom line is we need to be focused on staying the preeminent nation in the world, not this sort of sicking all these IRS agents on small businesses, because essentially that's what it was. And that's the way it was sold to the American public, that somehow they're going to make the rich, who are already paying far more than their so-called fair share, pay even more, was always preposterous.
So today, the president's pick for Treasury Secretary comes up for a vote. It's interesting how many people with different viewpoints he has assembled around his table. I mean, this guy used to manage money for George Soros.
Yeah. Well, George Soros, forgetting about his political leanings, this is the guy who broke the British pound. I mean, if you want complete insight to how financial markets work, you probably couldn't work for someone better. The idea that he didn't go for the political side of it really helps a lot. Scott Bessent's going to be amazing. Absolutely. I mean, Trump has assembled an amazing team. Watch Scott Bessent shine tremendously. We need him.
Well, his vice president was shining yesterday on the Sunday shows. Here he is, J.D. Vance, talking a little bit. He's queried, hey, why haven't prices of eggs and bacon gone down yet? He said this.
Prices are going to come down, but it's going to take a little bit of time, right? The president has been president for all 5 days. He's accomplished more than Joe Biden did in 4 years.
When do consumers actually get to touch and feel a difference in their lives?
Lower prices for consumers, and that is what we're trying to fight for.
And that's what they ran on.
It's embarrassing. The same people that cheered Biden creating the worst inflation in 40 years not want to know why things didn't change in 3 days. I mean, it's embarrassing. roll with the media. By the way, they're going to take it on the chin. J.D. Vance has made it look so stupid. It was a dumb gotcha type question. And we need to get past that.
Listen, before you go, there's something I want to ask you a little bit about. We were talking about it in the commercial. Always on the leading edge of this kind of stuff. Are getting battled by something from China called
came last week. I covered it a lot on my show, including Friday. It blew up over the weekend. I'm not sure why it didn't blow up last week. So, we're in this AI race,
right?
And we want to win. We have to win. Whoever wins dominates the world. China came up with this version for a third of the price. All the different chips. So there are discussions on whether it's scalable. People are downloading it. People are using it right now. And it's so ironic in the midst of this whole TikTok issue. Essentially, we're giving them more information than we give a TikTok, but it's a legitimate thing today. The markets are getting hammered. The NASDAQ is going to be crushed at the open because it changes a lot. The biggest story in the markets right now, the fourth industrial revolution, is driven by artificial intelligence. And China apparently has an entry that costs a tiny fraction of what we've been paying. I don't believe everything I'm hearing about it, but it's making a big impact today.
He's going to be talking about it over on his show on Fox Business, Watch Making Money, at 2 o'clock this afternoon Eastern Time. Charles,
thank you very much.
All right. Meanwhile, the CIA now says COVID-19 is more likely to have originated from a lab leak. Well, that's a 180 for the CIA. Dr. Siegel on that next.
Pre-roll been sitting here for like 2 days.
I wonder if this golf cart has hands-free driving. It didn't, but my sketches slipped into completely hands-free. I just stepped in.
We ain't drink none of this.
Introducing a revolution in pain
Right
relief.
though.
Absorbing Junior Pro, the strongest numbing pain relief available. It's the only solution with 2 max strength anesthetics for fast penetrating relief. Absorbing Junior Pro. Nothing numbs pain more.
Today, most people don't know where their meat is sourced. For generations, people had access to quality local meats from American farms and ranches.
At Good Ranchers, we're reviving that tradition by partnering with ranchers and farmers.
No imports, just 100% American-born, raised, and harvested meat delivered directly to you.
We select only the finest cuts that we would feed our family.
Visit goodranchers.com and discover American meat delivered.
Gentlemen, there's a war in your face, and the enemy is relentless. High bags, dark spots, wrinkles, dry skin. They will stop at nothing to make you look older than you feel. But you don't have to stand by and surrender. It's time to fight back with Particle, face cream for men. Particle's 6-in-1 formula is the secret weapon you've been looking for. It's the ultimate counterattack against the signs of aging. The mission: diminish eye bags, reduce wrinkles, remove dark spots, defeat dry skin. Enlist with Particle today and join men just like you who decided to fight back and won the battle against aging. Visit particlemen.com. Lock in your target. Use the promo code YourScreen to secure 25% off your entire order. We're offering free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Join the fight with Particle.
A Chewy pharmacy order is en route for Summit, who loves the outdoors. So her parents use Chewy to save 20% on their first order of flea and tick meds. Delivered fast so Summit never misses a dose. Or an adventure. For quality meds, for life with pets, there's Chewy.
Ever worry that you're drinking too much? Take back control with Or Health. Or Health provides access to medication proven to help. A daily pill to drink less, or to quit drinking altogether. Text Fox News to 710-710 to learn more.
No.
Good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't this great?
Yeah! Yeah. I can do a cartwheel in here.
Okay. Would you like to join us? No. We would love to join you.
At Granger, we know dealing with the unexpected is part of your job description. And you made a promise to keep the line running, to power through the downpour, to be the one who always gets it done. And our promise is to help you do it with professional-grade supplies for every industry, plus same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. Because you can't predict the future, but with the right partner, you can be prepared for it. Call, clickgranger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Jay Jackson. For almost 20 years, Abacus Life has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors. And in just seconds, you can use the free calculator at abacuspays.com to learn what your policy might be worth.
For many of my clients, selling their life insurance to Abacus was right for them and their estate plan.
Don't sell or lapse your policy without going to abacuspays.com first. There are no fees and no obligations. Get the real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus.
When you're in the military, you're really close with your brothers and sisters that are in the military with you. And when you get out of the military, you kind of lose that until you find a new family.
We can talk about our struggles and the things that we did overseas. And not everybody can do that.
Hello. How's it going, brother?
We live pretty close to each other, so he's always coming over.
When I go to Jack's house, we watch a lot of football, hang out, we go outside. The friendship has kind of grown into a family.
I was talking to some vets last week, and it's amazing how we have these houses where they can come over because they're in chairs too.
Carpet and wheelchairs don't mix very well. Tunnels, towers, they got rid of all that.
They redid my whole bathroom.
I thought they were just going to do the upgrades, but the surprise to me was they paid off the entire mortgage.
When they told me they were going to pay off my mortgage, I cried.
Please visit t2t.org.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
We are back with your headlines. President Trump signing an order to restore single-sex jails and send biological males back to men's prisons. The move instructs the Attorney General and Secretary of Homeland Security to, quote, ensure that males are not detained in women's prisons or immigration detention centers. The order also says federal funds should not be used to conform an inmate's appearance. And check this out, an incredible rescue in Washington state, all thanks to an Apple Watch. Officials conducting a helicopter rescue of 3 skiers who were hurt and immobilized near Stevens Pass last week after an Apple Watch SOS alert from one of the skiers was reportedly received by a nearby sheriff's office. The skiers are believed to have fallen about 1,000 feet, at least 2 of them suffering leg injuries. All 3 are expected to be okay, thank God. And Costco is rolling out new changes to its food court, swapping out its Pepsi soda machines to make way for Coca-Cola products. The Wholesale Club CEO says the update will take shape this summer. An insider says the chain converted to Pepsi products in 2013 as a cost-saving measure to keep their hot dogs at $1.50. And those are your headlines. And now I'm hungry, Ainsley. Over to you.
We'll have to order some breakfast.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Carly.
You're welcome.
Well, the CIA releasing a new analysis supporting that the COVID-19 virus most likely started from a lab leak in Wuhan, China.
The purpose of the CIA is to protect Americans, to keep us safe from foreign threats and foreign adversaries. But we also need to be truthful with Americans. The CIA has assessed that the most likely cause of this pandemic that has wrought so much devastation around the world was because of a lab-related incident in Wuhan. And so we'll continue to investigate that moving forward.
Here with more is Fox News senior medical analyst, Dr. Mark Siegel. Dr. Siegel, great to see you. Thank you. So he's jumping on board with the FBI, with the Department of Defense, being transparent about this report from the Biden administration.
This is hugely important. And Robert Redfield, former CDC director, when we wrote articles together on this, said there's a lot of intelligence here that isn't coming out that I can't tell you about, Mark, because I had the top secret clearance. Ratcliffe is loved. He was approved and confirmed by 74 votes in the Senate, and he's speaking to the American people who want to know what happened here so that it'll help us going forward. And we obviously can't trust China. They obviously put suppression in place right away. They obviously have the World Health Organization helping them. That lab violated multiple safety problems. I found surveillance footage when I was working on this article that showed that people were going from that lab to local hospitals in the summer of 2019, way before this was ever reported.
Good looks,
Couldn't get
good
boots
looks.
on the ground. They were working on bat coronaviruses.
Thanks for
They were
subscribing.
working in
Thanks for
conjunction with
subscribing. Got my man Timmy.
all of this speaks to lab leak as the most likely cause of this. And it's hugely important that the CIA weighs in on that because that's our international agency. And
Hold on, stay right there, Timmy. We'll give you something to see. Nobody else can see. Hold on. Yeah, on the chair. Yeah, I don't get to see. Timmy get to see.
Call on everyone to respect science and stay away from conspiracy
For
theories.
you,
What's
Timmy.
your thought on gain of function research? Because Donald Trump has said he's thinking about
Enjoy the Republican view.
The kind
That's
of
for
gain
Timmy.
function research we're talking about here, where you test the virus to
That's
see
for
its
you,
potential
Timmy.
to
See?
cause a human-to-human pandemic, is dangerous. And the worst part about
Republican
it is
news.
it's going
Republican
on around
news.
the
Still
world in
here?
places we have no control over. That's what we have to get. We have to get an international consortium of scientists, that's Tony Fauci's word, to actually not agree to do this. It's very dangerous. It occurred in Netherlands in 2012, nearly caused the pandemic. It can cause massive problems and lead to the next pandemic. I agree with Donald Trump on this. We have to not be doing this kind of research.
Okay, now RFK Jr.
subscribe. We
faces
got
confirmation
ya.
hearings
Got
on
ya.
Wednesday. The Hill has an op-ed. It says that the headline is many so-called experts.
We only showed you on this side because you subscribe. All right,
He
got
writes,
you.
Trump picked Kennedy because he believes he will quickly move the needle to make America healthy again while saving untold lives in the process. He paid a very high price regarding his reputation. And guess what? He did not care. I will look to see how many people who smeared Kennedy for his courageous should be long.
Custom videos,
He's not
cash
going
up.
to get an apology, but I'll tell you one thing. He's right in the middle of a really important issue in this country, and it's why he's going to get in. We are not healthy here. We are a sick society. 45% of adults are obese. 20% of children are obese. You know what obesity does? It leads to disease, the kind of diseases I treat. High blood pressure, heart disease, cancer, diabetes. We have to start with the food we eat. You and I were talking about that. You said, I don't know if it will taste good if it's really fresh because we're addicted to the crap that doesn't taste, that does taste too good. It looks like it came from Mars. So a little kid says, ooh, let me have that cereal that looks like it came from Mars, but it has empty calories in it. It's got chemicals in it. They get addicted to it and they don't eat healthy foods. We got to bring back in the direction of farm to fork.
All right.
Our farmers will love
Yeah, we got you. We're going to send you everything to your email.
Go back to organic food, farm to
Plus
fork
some
without the
extra
chemicals.
pictures nobody
That's
got
what
and shit.
Kennedy wants.
What's most important in the Maha agenda? He wants to outlaw the dyes and additives in foods, which actually the red dyes are being eliminated.
Exactly.
In chronic disease epidemic, transparency on vaccines, eliminate liability protections for big pharma, and redirect half of the NIH budget to alternative healthcare research.
Well, I think that's really all important. Everything, the goal here is to make people feel better, to weigh less, to exercise more. I add to his agenda tax incentives for going have a gym membership. You join a gym, you get a tax incentive. We are a very sedentary society. Let's get us exercising again, eating right again, losing weight. The obesity epidemic is causing a huge amount of health issues in this country. And most importantly, Maha will be together with Doge. You know why? How much money are we going to save if we're not sick?
Yeah, good point. Good point. Will he be confirmed?
Yeah, for sure. Because even this Democrats, from Cory Booker maybe, Fetterman, Bernie Sanders, maybe he's going to get it.
Okay, Dr. Siegel, thank you.
Great to see you.
Some Los Angeles County residents are returning home while others are still waiting for answers on when they can rebuild. We talked to an LA resident next.
You make good choices, always planning ahead. Like to not just chase a career, but one day follow your heart. With ambition like that, you need someone who elevates advice to a craft. At UBS, we match your vision with insight and expertise to shape a unique outcome for you. Advice is our craft.
Ever feel like a spectator in your own life with chronic migraine? 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. In a survey, 91% of users wish they'd started sooner. So why wait? Talk to your doctor.
Botox effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Although has trouble swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Those with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects include allergic reactions like rash, breathing problems, dizziness, neck and injection site pain, and don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions like ALS, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medicines like botulinum toxins, which may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Chronic migraine may still keep you from being there. Ask your doctor about Botox today. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Total Beats, America's best-selling Beats brand, is available at Walmart. Total Beats blood pressure support soft chews contain a key ingredient clinically shown to deliver 2 times better blood pressure support. Take control of your health. Head to Walmart and get Total Beats blood pressure support soft chews today.
Trying on glasses using Warby Parker's virtual try-on is so lifelike, so realistic, that you might not even be able to tell what's real from what's virtual. Yep, it's accurate. Virtually try on hundreds of styles at warbyparker.com.
What drives your business? Numbers, data, sales? Sure, but it's your people who define your business. That's why Paychex just reinvented the way to find and keep the best people. Smart, streamlined HR technology assisted by AI and our team of HR experts. Everything you need to recruit, motivate, and support your employees. Because your people are your business. Start reinventing your business at paychex.com/TV.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash and the kids and I were on our own.
That's awful.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos, and he got $2 million in coverage all online. Life insurance made easy. Check your price today at ethos.com. There you go.
Is there any way to get a better price on this?
Have you checked single pair? Before I pick up my prescription, I always check the single pair price.
It's quick, easy, and totally free to use.
Single Care can literally beat my insurance copay.
Go to singlecare.com and start saving today.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
You'll be back. Emus can't help people customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. You're just a flightless bird.
No, he's a dreamer, right?
Well, I'll be. That bird really did it. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
250 sore joints, they can slow us down. I'm not ready for that. I found a secret to turn back the clock on my skin achy joints by years without products that just temporarily hide my symptoms and may have scary side effects. My secret? Instaflex Advanced.
Get a complimentary sample just by texting TWIRL to 369-369.
Instaflex Advanced targets the root cause of joint soreness and stiffness with a unique combination of 5 key natural ingredients found nowhere else. Key ingredients backed by powerful clinical studies. Instaflex Advanced is so powerful, I had better knees in just 1 week. You gotta try it.
Instaflex Advanced is the #1 selling joint brand of GNC, but you can only get your complimentary sample by texting TWIRL to 369-369. Plus, text now for one included tube of Instaflex pain cream for fast-acting relief from the pain of arthritis, backaches, and sore muscles, absolutely free. Text TWIRL to 369-369 today.
Good morning, everyone. We are watching Southern California, where we got rain, much needed rainfall across California right there. And the good news is we are containing those fires. The bad news is heavy rain could cause the potential for mudslides and rock slides.
Yeah, as soon as we get off, I got that, bro. Oh, wait. I think I can do it right now. Hold on.
Of that. So that's something we're going to have to watch. The
Check
good
right
news is,
now.
of course, they need the rain, and it is helping to contain those wildfires. The bad news is, of course, we're concerned for flash flooding and the risk of mudslides and rock slides. Look at the next 10 days. So we're going to go back to dry conditions and hopefully no Santa Ana winds. There's your forecast today. I got some friends here with me. Where are you from? What's your name?
New Orleans, Christy.
Very nice.
And
this is a girls' trip?
Yes, it is.
Are you getting into trouble?
Yes.
I like that response. And you, sir, where are you from?
Jacksonville, Florida.
What's your name?
John Humphrey.
And where's your wife?
My wife is in the room, waiting on coffee. Deborah.
Are you going to go deliver coffee?
I am bringing her coffee.
Oh, good man. You know who might buy coffee for your wife is Brian Kilmeade. We could ask him right now. Brian, will you buy coffee for everyone here
the plaza.
Yes, all four of them.
He said yes.
I will get all four of you. Don't ask where I'm going to get the money.
Winning.
Thanks so much, Janice. Appreciate it.
Fantastic.
Well, let's build on what Janice was just saying and talk about what could be mudslides. Some Los Angeles County residents are returning to their homes after the wildfires, but others are still frustrated over the lack of answers from LA Mayor Karen Bass. Listen to this exchange.
They are saying they will not be allowed to start for 18 months.
No, that will not be the case.
Okay, I just hope
That will not, you can hold me to it.
This four groups said that.
No,
That would be it. They should be able to do it. They should be able to start tonight. I'm exercising my emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
I
I
did
see you
exercise
using
them.
Because I love you. You have a
spam.
very powerful emergency power, and you
Yes.
can do everything within 24 hours.
This is the thing that usually happens behind closed doors. It happened in front of the cameras. Joining us now is a Pacific Palisades resident, not just any resident, the CEO of Body by Jake Global, Jake Steinfeld. Jake, what did that exchange? How did it echo the frustrations that all of you feel 2 weeks, 3 weeks later?
First of all, Brian, it's great to be here as always with you as a resident of the Palisades and a homeless resident of the Palisades. My house burned down, as you know. Seeing the president come to town in our Firehouse 69, sitting down with Karen Bass, it was absolutely amazing to hear his words. We've all been hearing about 18 months, we can't get in. The psychological damage to all of us staring, if you're able to get to see your house, staring at the rubble continues to wear on you. I can tell you that from my life has always been about don't quit. And hearing what the president said about this can be done in a day, get it done in a day, not a week, but a day, where we can get people in, our own people, to move the crummy stuff, get the crap out, scrape the land, visualize what it can be and will be. That's what I love about this guy. I mean, you know, President Trump understands. He visualizes success. The sun will come up, and to see him do what he did just with that moment, I get fired up about it. You know, I was the honorary mayor of Pacific Palisades. I've got ideas. I want to help the president oversee what can be done and what will be done to keep people accountable on a daily basis. Because right now, it's raining here. We're still not able to get up to our homes.
And there's no reason for it, too. And, you know, you've started 4 to 6 major successful businesses, everything from lacrosse to the first ever personal fitness trainer. So you got $550 million in 2024 that Pacific Palisades paid out in taxes. Where's that money? You got the average house is $4.5 million. Where's that money? Altadena, working class area. Where's the money? You can't even fix a reservoir. And last night, I understand Pacific Palisades had a town hall, and it got out of control because the frustration is overwhelming. And this is what maybe you will put a voice to that.
Right? It's just about, all these people are doing is talking. They're just talking, they're not doing. As an entrepreneur, we know how to make things happen. And the thing about entrepreneurs is that, look, you know what you know, and you get the right people in place to be able to take action. That's what I love about this new administration. Trump's second administration.
Come over to the other page. The phone got a charge.
What I want to do is basically say, I know the president watches this show every single morning.
Come over to Noble G's.
And Palisades,
Like,
Altadena,
subscribe,
we'll call Paladina,
share.
Paladina Project, whatever we want to call it.
Come to
But I want
Noble
to be able
G's
to
page.
oversee and to be able to help implement the
charge
change,
the phone.
not the talk.
So, Jake, I want to talk about, too, what could change. I want you to see
Text,
this quote
email.
from a Democratic strategist to talk about what's changing in California. This is the frustration. For most of the 20th century, California was an entirely Republican state. On the list of things he could accomplish if he decides not to be vengeful is the possibility that he could help accomplish a pretty significant shift in electoral balance by getting things done for a Democratic city and a Democratic state. Is that true?
I think it's 100% true. As you know, buddy, it's not to me about the red or blue. It's about the red, white, and blue. And I know that this is what this president stands for. It's about making the Palisades, Altadena, and everywhere else. There have been catastrophes. We're living in it right now. It's going to happen again. Let's figure out ways how to make change. That's what this isn't checkers. This is chess. This is psychological now. And my whole life has been about don't quit. That poem I was given, right? Stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. You have to start right this second and make moves to help people.
And Jake, after that, you become the czar, and then you become the governor. That would be my goal for you. Jake Steinfeld, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Sent you
Keep
some
fighting.
samples.
Brian, don't quit. Thank you.
Got it. More Fox and
What the
Friends.
hell you talking about? Crazy enough niggas, right?
Ronald Reagan said freedom is never more than
Yeah, I
one
sent it to
generation
the email already.
That's never been more true.
I'll email you about the video right now. I sent you some samples.
Away their money. You know, the money they use for Kamala's campaign. And where did they get that? From us. It's all the money we spent with the big box giants. Let's unite and change that. Join Mammoth Nation instead. We have a huge variety of products from carefully vetted American retailers who love America. Go to mammoethnation.com and become a lifetime member today.
Protect against RSV with Arexvy. Arexvy is a vaccine used to prevent lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. Arexvy does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients. Those with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most common side effects are injection site pain, fatigue, muscle pain, headache, and joint pain. Arexvy is #1 in RSV vaccine shots. RSV? Make it Arexvy.
I guess I'm not the easiest person to please. I like things just right. That's why I love Red Pin's home recommendations. They know what I want even before I do. A home that's just right.
Yeah. Wow is on sale now at Cabinets to Go.
It's our buy one, get one free sale. Get your dream kitchen for as low as just $155 per month. Hurry, this buy one, get one free sale ends soon.
Cabinets to Go. Wow for less.
Home, where routine meets remarkable, with unexpected moments of inspiration around every corner and through every window. Quiet mornings in the sun, with portals to new worlds, and fine dining with a view. Your window treatments should be as inspiring as your home and the remarkable routine of your daily life. 3-day blinds.
Most bad guys do things for money. The equity in your home is a treasure trove for the bad guys. By downloading one simple document, forging your name onto that document, and using a fake notary stamp, the bad guy can transfer your home's title into their name. Home Title Lock has 24/7 monitoring of your home's title. And any change, you will be alerted. Go to HometitleLock.com. The peace of mind that that offers is invaluable.
All the buzz around Bitcoin isn't just talk anymore. Crypto has gone mainstream. At iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies 24/7 with the tax benefits of an IRA. That's right. With an iTrust Capital IRA, you can defer taxes until retirement or choose a Roth IRA for tax-free withdrawals later. Setting up an account is quick and easy. It only takes minutes. Open your account today at itrustcapital.com. The new era of crypto is here.
I think most people think when they eat fruits and vegetables, this is their idea of fruits and vegetables. I had an apple today. I had a pear today. I had a banana. That's their fruits and vegetables. They don't understand that each one of those fruits and vegetables has different nutrients than the others. It's easiest to get those fruits and vegetables in a capsule with Balance of Nature.
Get 35% off your first set as a preferred customer with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Claim this offer by using discount code Fox News.
Stamps.com gives you a lot of flexibility. Print postage and schedule free carrier pickups on your time. Start your risk-free trial today at Stamps.com.
America is celebrating the start of President Trump's second term. Now, for a limited time, you can get the Kid's Guide to President Trump and the limited edition collectible pin for free. Hurry, supplies are very limited. Visit freetrumpguide.com now. That's freetrumpguide.com.
GE Vernova powers America every day. As the leading American energy manufacturer, we've never stopped building the technologies that drive today's economy and define the future of energy. We know an abundant, independent, and secure energy system starts here at home. It's why we're investing millions in American manufacturing and creating thousands of new jobs. Together, we will lead a new era of energy for America and the world. GE Vernova.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
buckle up. It's 8 a.m. on the East Coast, and it's Monday, January 27th, and this is Fox and Friends. A new tariff in town. White House putting Colombia's tariff on pause as its president quickly caves on deportation flights inside the president's latest art of the deal.
Plus, the CIA waking up about the origin of COVID-19 and the name of restoring trust with the public people.
They were working on bat coronaviruses there. They were working in conjunction with one of our scientists here. All of this speaks to lab leak as the most likely cause of this.
Yep, the doctor's right. Meanwhile, Super Bowl 59 is set on Fox. The Chiefs, who will win, attempt a three-peat victory. I'm from Kansas, come on. When they take on the Eagles on February 9th, 6:30 on Fox.
Jesse just called said the Eagles going to win. So
Bring it on!
Final
Bring it
on
on,
Fox
Water
Sports.
starts right now. Remember, your mornings are better because you're with us. Get dressed.
So, Colombia quickly caved into pressure from the White House after tariff threats from President Trump, saying we'll start accepting deportation flights from the U.S.
Senior White House correspondent Peter Ducey joins us right now. Peter, people watch this play out in real time. The president put something out on X and through social. Next thing you know, the president of Colombia said, okay, I was just kidding.
And we've been tracking possible tariffs as early as next week on Mexico and on Canada. We hadn't heard anything about tariffs on Colombia until the Colombian government turned back 2 U.S. military planes full of Colombian nationals who had entered this country illegally. They were being deported. When President Trump caught wind of this, he threatened a 25% tariff that would go up to 50% after a week on imports from Colombia. And that was just too much for the Colombians. The foreign ministry in Bogota now telling us Colombia, under the direction of President Gustavo Petro, has the presidential plane ready to facilitate the return of compatriots who were to arrive in the country today in the morning on deportation flights. And so within an hour or so, the White House put their threat on hold. Caroline Leavitt, the new press secretary, says the fully drafted IEEPA tariffs and sanctions will be held in reserve and not signed unless Colombia fails to honor this agreement. The visa sanctions issued by the State Department and enhanced inspections from Customs will remain in effect until the first plane load of Colombian deportees is successfully returned. And this could have been a pretty impactful trade war because the number one import from Colombia to the United States is coffee. But the number three Colombian export to the U.S., something that people would probably notice ahead of Valentine's Day, cut flowers. Back to you.
And Peter, to the point about, we're in a fight with Colombia, they're going to the price of coffee. When people heard Donald Trump say, there's going to be a tariff against Mexico, people were saying in the mainstream media and on social media, talking about how, are you kidding? The price of avocados is going to go up just at the Super Bowl. That's when we buy all the avocado.
Yes, and if you buy some avocados now, chances are they will still be ripe for the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. But it's something that we've not seen from President Trump, where he was talking about tariffs basically as economic policy, as a way to get the United States more competitive with the rest of the world that he thinks is ripping the United States up. This would be a retaliatory tariff that I can pretty much guaranteed the Trump people yesterday were not even tracking these tariffs on Colombia. It's something that he heard about and is trying to use the power that he has as president to essentially get people to take these deportees back.
Right. He's 5 steps ahead of everybody, from the flights out to the countries that are getting them. Thanks, Peter. The other thing is about avocados. You can use old use cut out the bruised part. Number one. Number two, the nation should go hummus. As a country, we have to make that decision.
We can do both. We can do both.
You can do both?
In guacamole. Wait, on Super Bowl, you're going to have hummus?
Right, because
What's the matter with you?
It doesn't break the chip. Like you have chips with that much of a spine, they break and then you just stare at the broken chip in the hummus.
That's a lot of chickpeas.
You can get avocados here in America. They grow them in California as well.
Oh, California. You know,
They're still Americans.
no, I know, but I'm saying they're having problems.
They are having
Better
problems.
than buying from a country that doesn't support us.
I'll get a point, but now they support us. Most of them do come from
Well,
Mexico.
it only took them a few hours. My favorite part about this is that the liberals in the mainstream media were freaking out on social media. It's like, what is he doing? This is not working. And within an hour, they completely caved. The president released this dossier blaming America, saying that we're a racist country, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, minutes later, he recanted. And what the president is putting in place, which people may not know, he's saying that when the trucks come across, whether it is by ship or truck, that he's going to slow down CBP when it comes to, and they're going to inspect all of their places until they take the,
All right, so,
the migrants back.
so Colombia, it's a socialist South American country, right?
Yeah.
Then Colombia, as soon as Donald Trump does this, Colombia caves. So Donald Trump wins. The Colombia government, they finally accepted those flights. The president of Colombia is now saying, you know what, I don't want them to be transported on your military planes. It's inhumane. So I'm going to send a presidential plane to pick them up. But he did comply, and the Colombia foreign minister is traveling
Solo
to DC today
marijuana,
for
solo
meetings about
marijuana.
this agreement, and Marco Rubio is involved.
Well, I read in some news source this morning that apparently this all happened while Donald Trump was playing golf. And so essentially he heard about it, he picked up his phone, and he fixed it. It goes to show you how, and we've told you that this is
man as opposed to a politician.
This is how you negotiate. And you know what? All right, they're going to do that.
Most deals done on the golf course anyway.
This is true.
I think
But usually the people are in the foursome.
Yeah,
They usually do it.
They're like Barisma.
Yeah, it's like charisma, absolutely. But here's ultimately, would you pay an extra quarter on a cup of coffee to send those people back?
Yes.
He's thinking yes, but he didn't have to because ultimately they caved. Because in addition
They
to,
already have a payment plan for my Starbucks.
What you do is you go to
that's
the
how
grocery
expensive
store,
it is.
you look at the coffee, you buy the one that's the cheapest. And if he slaps tariffs on Colombia, we're going to stop buying their
As
coffee.
a country, we just go taster's choice. It's instant. You put it in, you stir it.
it's,
Right? It's a little different.
I'm just saying.
And the guy we got half the
My
face
mom
on the guy
loved
just
that
smelling it.
My mom
right?
loved that one. I would
Right.
make it for her.
Yeah.
Get the
Well,
stir
my
a little
mom
bit
liked
more.
it too. Yeah.
Right?
I didn't even know you could brew coffee as a child.
Wasn't Juan Valdez?
You scoops.
Right? No, you just heat the water and you pour it in.
Juan Valdez was the iconic pitchman for Colombian coffee for decades. And we actually had him. Do you remember when he was on the show?
Right.
Like 20
Is that like where there's a bunch of Colonel Sanders, there's a bunch of Juan Bell?
No, there was one Colonel Sanders.
Right.
He actually came up
But
with
then they had people pretending to be one.
Well, those were
There's
people
one
who
Ronald
depicted it.
McDonald too.
Right.
Do you ever have your birthday parties at McDonald's?
Nope.
All Chuck E. Cheese.
No, too much meat. All right, so let's talk about what else is happening with illegal immigrants. It started in New York, Chicago, there's Aurora, and Chicago's where Tom Homan was yesterday. And Tom Homan was scooping up a lot of illegal aliens who were criminals. He said, you might be a sanctuary city, but it's not going to stop us. So he put his guys out in force.